We should be live. Internet. Let's see. We are live on the internet. Welcome everyone to episode 193 of the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. This is the pre-show, so feel free to hang around. Always skip ahead till you see the introduction. That's when the actual show will begin, but just a few minutes. Thank you all for joining us live, if you're live, or if you're not, on Twitch, video on demand, on YouTube, prefer that you watch on YouTube, or on your favorite podcast apps. Again, watch on YouTube if you can. Helps us out a lot more than anything else. Cross 13, how are you, our good friend? Everybody check out Cross 13 on the YouTube and Twitch. How is Garbage Time treating you? Tree Void. Harder, how you doing? Harder, one of our YouTube members. You can become a YouTube member for 99 cents. It's gross. Oh, raw life. That was gross. That was gross. And if you like gross, get ready for a long night. Get ready, because it's going to be a wing dang doodle of a stream. Hey, Yin. It is not a dead game. There's an event tonight, live, on air. The raid event, which is called Howling Winds Tiamat Raid. Which Tiamat are we going to howl? Regular Tiamat. Yeah, not very exciting. But we will have, yes, in our toolkit, the best. The one who sings of love. The ninja, the assassin, the eye patch wearing, gun breaking, somewhat inappropriate relationship with an underage person.
Wait, who? What? I'm just tuning in. Who?
Thancred.
Oh.
The worst character in Final Fantasy 13 or 14. Nah, he's the worst character in Final Fantasy 13 too. Should tell you something.
Thancred's just a grown-up hope.
Thancred is just a grown-up hope. Thank you. I that's 100% continuation. Livestream Defo, thank you for the subscription on Twitch. You can subscribe. They have been Raw Life. Check out the live stream on Monday night. Raw Life has been a 23rd month subscriber. You too can subscribe and get so many things. You can become a member on YouTube. You can subscribe on Twitch. You can just give us money, you know. Whatever happens to you. Whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. 2 years, man. Soraya the Ranger. Thank you for the sub. Are we going to be sold something today? Oh, Soraya. Oh, Soraya. Oh, Soraya. You wait. You just wait, man. Woo! How is it shaking some of the biscuits? You're going to get an answer to that question. More so than you ever wanted to know. Indolent Lard. I haven't even prepared. It's going to be completely impromptu. It's going to be real bad. Here you go. Joey. How we doing? Garbage Time Shakeup. Yeah. Ooh. So, tonight. Going to be a good night. Got a lot to talk about. We got things to talk about all the way back. The final event of Zach cycle. We got an entire cycle, Laguna cycle, to talk about. We got special GL exclusive events to talk about. We have arguably the worst LD ever created to talk about. We have a new sponsor to talk about. Man, we're going to talk a lot about Rudy Giuliani on The Masked Singer. We're going to talk a lot about Johnny Depp, the proceedings. Theologica, the Theocast. That's a Friday night stream, right? Check out the Theocast. The Indolent Lard cast. Get together. Do something. More content. No, we don't need more content. We need more, less garbage. More good content. Or not. You know, just take some time. Touch some grass. Have a date night with your significant other, a friend, your waifu pillow, whatever. Go see a movie. Excalibur. Oh, the whole cast is assembling. It's going to be a good Thursday night here on the Crystal Chronicles. Well, it's going to start. Popped up. I was watching Daniel. Thank you for the subscription. We are in a hype train. So if you want to jump on the hype train, you get some free emotes. Everybody loves the emotes. Kids like stickers. You like emotes. I know you do. Feel free to jump on Twitch and get into that hype train action. Appreciate all of you. I will be doing polls regardless of how many things. You know, we're just giving back to the community today. I'm going to be using gems on Thancred live tonight. Oh, Becca! Happy freaking birthday, Becca! Oh, man. Happy birthday. So glad that you're letting Raw Life be with us on your birthday. Man, what a catch. What a lady. Happy birthday. Congratulations on the upcoming celebration of union. But yeah, happy birthday, Becca. Glad to celebrate another spin around the sun. And you know, we're going to talk a lot about manscaping tonight, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, no, you got to take the ladies out early so that you have time for the podcast in the evening. You know, right. There you go. Raw wife. Oh, wow. Okay, pause. Like, wait a minute. When you say it out loud, no, we're not going to be sponsored ever again. Come on. Early bird special, not at the Olive Garden. Who's got money for the Olive Garden? That's the Old Country Buffet, my friend. Some biscuits. Got to go to the Old Country Buffet about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Before the chocolate fountain gets all, you know, ugh. You know, you got to get there early, man. Well, the steaks are still cooking. You still got a few crab legs left. I haven't been to an Old Country Buffet since I was like 5. And I don't think I'm ever going to go to a buffet again. Because, let's be honest, kind of gross.
Yeah, all you can eat is for poor people.
Yeah, kind of gross. Yeah. Well, that's what I tell my kids. You know, sometimes even if it's just like the boys and I'm like, let's go get something. They're like, let's go to Taco Bell. I'm like, no. I'm an adult. I want to go to a restaurant. I want people to serve me. I will pay them money. They will come bring the food to us. We will sit, we will have an experience, and we will pay them money to serve us. That's how that works. I don't want to go to a counter and have to wait, get some sass from some teenager. No. I'll just cook at home. Come on. Come on. Ooh, fourth meal. What about second breakfast? What about second? Oh, wow. Wow. It's going to be a long night, folks. It's going to be a long night. Oh, sweet mama jamma. It is going to be a long night. All right. Mino, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Hey. Welcome. Let's start the fucking show. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome everyone to episode 193 of the Crystal Chronicles. Recorded this April 21st, 2022. I'm so glad to be with you all. I'm your host, Mark, and I'm not by myself. I'm joined by my good friend in years, Mino Spellgood. Mino, how you doing?
Yo, pretty good today. Slacked a lot at work, so I should have energy.
Well, we need all the energy we can get because tonight's special stream, again, thank you, you're listening, watching to us live on YouTube. Give us a like, sub, ring the bell for notifications, membership, 99 cents. You're watching on the Twitch. Follow us. You can subscribe. Appreciate that. Gift a sub. Always super chat on YouTube if you want a question read or gift a sub and just share your question. We'll make sure to share that for you. And if you are watching later, thank you very much. Tonight's stream, very proud to announce, as you can see if you're watching with us, is presented by Manscaped. So support for the Crystal Chronicles podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered for tools for your family jewels. Manscaped Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Good night. Is the ultimate men's sorry, I had my youngest son in here. Is the ultimate men's hygiene package. So you can join the over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. If you go to manscaped.com right now, enter the code TCC podcast or TCC pods, TCC POD, TCC pod at checkout. You get 20% off your entire order. If my math is correct, that's about 8 billion balls served. Hey, that's a lot of good. A lot of fun. So, Manscaped has been so generous. They sent both Mino and myself the full, what do they call it? Performance Package 4.0. So that, you can go on their website right now and look at that. That includes the, Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant. I'm not making this shit up. Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag. Beautiful, beautiful travel bag to hold all of your goodies. They also sent us some nice t-shirts and a few other goodies as well. Very, very generous. They sent us all that for free to try it out for you, because we're not going to try to, hawk anything that isn't something tested by myself or Mino Spellgood. So, Mino's had some time with the goods. Mino, let me know what your impression is. I'll share what mine is.
Okay. Do you want to go down the products one by one? We
sure.
Talk about the whole kit here.
Yeah. We'll spend a little bit of time tonight just being so thankful for Manscaped sponsoring us tonight. So yeah, let's talk about the lawnmower, the flagship lawnmower 4.0 trimmer.
Okay, so I'll start off with some really good comments. I think people are going to think I'm biased, but so I tried the lawnmower razor everywhere, right? Because it's supposed to be able to shave everywhere. And I cross-referenced a lot of reviews online, and people are really saying this is the best electric razor on the market. I agree. I don't want to sound like a shield just yet, but I can tell you that this is the closest shave I've gotten with an electric razor. Very, very comfortable on most places. I'll get to there because I think Mark's gaslighting me. Uh, but like I tried it, like all over the body, armpits, very smooth, nether regions, even on my head, like sideburns and stuff, very, very smooth, right? Like this is probably the best electric razor I've ever used. I think market price is like what, $80? I know the constant criticism is that you can get a pretty decent electric razor for like 30, 35. So 80 is usually a big asking price, but I think this is a luxury. It's very, very good. And to backtrack a little bit, we were having this discussion before the show. Pretty sure Mark is gaslighting me, okay? I said I thought this razor was advertised to be able to shave everywhere because it was a little too sensitive for the shaft area, right? And I'm saying I did cut myself there. And Mark is saying I don't know why you would ever need to shave your shaft because Mark's a liar. People grow hair there, right? Like hair grows there. I know I'm not fucking crazy. I'm pretty sure Mark's in the wrong here.
I am arguably fairly light haired, so maybe I just don't see it. But yeah, I don't seem to have a lot of shaft hair. Obviously, down at the base there's hair, but along the along the shaft, yeah, I don't think it's not a lot of hair on that skin.
No, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. I need chat to weigh in here. But anyways,
half the chat's like, I don't ever think I've looked.
Yeah, so like either it's supposed to shave everywhere, which I might have just made that up in my head.
Yeah,
but when
probably.
I said that to Mark's like, no, that's the slogan, right? But when I looked at the instructions definitely say like it's all about like they don't talk about that area. They say like balls, base, everything else. They don't talk about so one way or the other. I don't know. I got in my head that maybe this is a magic razor that worked everywhere, but no, I don't know. I'm fighting with Mark about this right now. But it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But besides that, everywhere else on the body, very, very smooth.
Very smooth.
And Mark is also lying to me, saying that he used it to shave down to like bare skin. No fucking way. No electric razor will ever get you that close of a fucking shave. That's why they advertise. They advertise an analog razor. They have one that they say works very well. Bullshit. Any electric razor will get you a full, like, clean skin baby smooth shave. Mark says it's as smooth as his face now, I think.
Well, I did. I'll be honest. I did shave my balls and groom. Hey, I got a lot of hair down there, and I'll be honest, it feels good to be well groomed, well manscaped in that area. Much more attractive. Much less hair to pick out. From things. So it takes a little bit of time just to trim the hedges there. But I did, wanting to buy into the full Manscaped experience. I did go straight onto the balls with the razor, and it got pretty close, I would say. Especially with the ball toner, made it real smooth. So obviously, not like using a straight blade on your balls. Wouldn't suggest that, but you can if you're really good. And as always, you got to be careful when you're using power tools. Now, I do love the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is the nose and ear trimmer. I've been wanting a nose trimmer forever. The older you get, the more you get, nose hair and ear hair. Oh man, that thing is amazing. Tickled a little bit at first, but once you get used to it, it was super good. Thank you, Be Lucky, for gifting that sub. But yeah, so well worth it. I mean, anybody over 30 should probably have an ears and nose trimmer. I don't know why it took me so long. Just makes it so nice. So nice. So
I agree with you there. So the two products, you're right. Those using those, these are great. These are luxury though. Obviously these are very luxury, right? Like you have to be a little bougie to buy a razor specifically to be able to shave down there, and as advertised, right? Like, you're not going to get as good as like regular clippers, or like, this is the tool for the job.
Yeah.
Like Mark said, it's convenient. In fact, I would probably say, if my lawnmower craps out, I would buy another one.
Oh yeah.
I think personally I would say that, especially because sometimes I do shave my head pretty short, and so much time saving on like the armpits and the nether region area, right? Like, you don't have to do any special prep. Turn it on, buzz, buzz, buzz. Like, I think it's a great product. I would probably get it just for that. Just because even if you're lazy, you can get like a pretty decent face shave or head shave, right? Like, this is a very good tool for what it is.
Yeah.
I'd pay for this again. I am not quite old enough to need the nose and hair trimmer, but I do acknowledge it's a very good tool.
Yeah.
Very handy. So I do actually say I stand by these products. But guys, you guys can tell I'm throwing out negatives there. I'm not trying to shill, but I'll give credit where credit is due.
Do they ship worldwide? That is a great question. Let me look. I don't have any idea. Go to manscaped.com. Go to manscaped.com. I will say this also. The ball toner and everything else. I mean, it's just, it smells nice. Good stuff. Nice technology there. Well worth that. But good underwear. I really, really like the underwear. I'm probably going to get some more of that myself. I, as some of you know, spend a lot of money on socks now, but haven't been spending money on underwear. Really need to up my underwear game. So probably going to get some more underwear there. But I really did enjoy that. So, but yeah, 20% off. If you want to buy anything, you want to buy the performance package, try it all. Free shipping. TCC POD, TCC pod at manscaped.com, 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Use the code TCC pod. Unlock your confidence.
Tree Void's asking, Tree Void saying, I feel so old, a nose ear trimmer would be such a useful buy. I just want to put that out. I can't emphasize it enough. This is a time saver. I do love time savers. Like, this does make shaving everywhere super easy, super quick. I love time savers if you can afford it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the whole point of getting old. You get older, you make more money, you make everything easier, right? Especially the grooming part. And as Mark said, I don't think I personally would have any use for the ball deodorant and toner. But I understand the concept. It's like, let's say you work out at the gym and then can't go home and shower. I don't know what crazy scenario this is. I'm not an athlete though, but I'm sure it has its uses. I just don't think Mark and I can practically test or speak for it. But it exists. Yeah.
I do use lotion.
You can read on the can. It specifically speaks to gamers. Do you have it in front of you?
No, I don't have the cans in front of me.
Let me grab it. Hang on.
There's kind of like a lotion, like a cream, and then there's a little deodorant that's like a spritz that they sent us. The one is the ball preserver deodorant and the crop reviving toner. The toner's the spray, and the deodorant is kind of like it's kind of like a lotion, I would say. So very moisturizing.
Here I got it right here. So I know they started by sponsoring a ton of sports podcasts. I had a lot of friends like Hitmonchan and Patrick. They sent me, like, because they listen to sports podcasts, they listen to the radio, the shows. They sent me all these examples. I know they branched out there first, and now I think they're breaking into gamers, because here it says, we made the crop preserver for men from all walks of life, for athletes to stay fresh and counter chafing while running, biking, or weightlifting, and for gamers to extend their play without getting swamped crotch. There you go. So, product made just for you guys.
Theologica, they do ship to over 30 countries. Which countries in specifics? You have to go to manscaped.com. But they do ship all over 30 different countries. So if those are countries that represent where you live, you can go to manscaped.com and figure that out. Theologica Gaming, thank you for the subscription. Or Fade to Gaming, thank you for the gifted sub to Theologica Gaming. But yes. So thank you, Manscaped. Remember, 20% off your order, manscaped.com, TCC Pod. It's there on the screen so you don't forget. We've been impressed by the products. Try them out. You need to impress a significant other in your life. Or, hey, just feel more confident, feel better about yourself. I think it's worth the investment in a lot of different ways. So
I think I argued this, Mark, really quick before we move on. I'm so sorry. So much to say about this, so little to say about DissidiaFFOO.
Yeah,
but
pretty much. No,
I mean, I was bouncing the idea off, right? Like, isn't buying a Manscaped kit for your man the same as buying lingerie for your woman? Isn't that the same thing? Is this a romantic gift? Like, I want to hear from chat if there's any difference here, because
Becca,
I get
is Becca still listening? Becca,
I tried this pitch with my friends.
Buy Raw Life this for his birthday. He needs the performance package.
Buy it for your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, it works for women too. We forgot to say that, but
it works for everybody. Oh yeah,
no, it
works for everybody.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
men's razors are better than women's razors. We've been over this,
ladies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I know this for a fact. Yeah, you're gonna go on Amazon. You're gonna buy a razor, a personal groomer that costs 3 times as much and is a piece of garbage. Go to manscaped.com. Get the lawnmower. You're done. So that was for
I think that's what you were paying for. I was talking about like expensive ass chair.
Yeah.
They last longer, right? So you don't have to replace it as often. That's going to pay for itself as well.
Sorry. Exactly. Yes. As Sully Bell says, TonberryTroupe.com, buy Manscaped and polish those refined spheres. Yeah, I have whole bits about gun blades and blitz balls, but that's for another episode. We wanted to start clean. Renzo Kukins, and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, last week, our TCC intern, Poto Cedar, asked who was the special guest during the Squex sponsored. We've also been sponsored by Squex, who actually runs the game that we're talking about for the next 20 minutes or so. And that was Resfoina. Resfoina was on that special show, and Resfoina was with us last week in chat, so that was a lot of fun. So go back and listen. I think it's episode 100. Sponsored, you can look. Sponsored by Squex. A lot of fun. This week's question, what is Mino's most requested costume for DissidiaFFOO? Most requested costume.
Oh, this is easy. I actually know this one.
Mino actually knows this one. So, let us know your answers in the chat or in the comments below, and we'll let you know after the show or next week. Not a lot of news. We just got a new update here in about 20 minutes ago. And that is the reworks for Thancred and Maria. No second rework for Thancred. So Thancred is not going to be anything but he is. But what he is expected to be. We do have some costumes. I don't know if there's going to be costumes tonight with Maria and Thancred, but we do have new costumes. Charlotta's costume, Laguna's costume, and we have 2 new weapon glosses, the Easter bow and the blossom. It's actually the Heretic Cherry Blossom staff. So there you go. John Toto wedding dress. There you go. Someday. Hey, well, let's talk about the characters we have missed since the last time we've been. It's been a couple weeks. We're not going to be here for a couple more weeks just because of my schedule, basically, is why that's working up. Not really related to the game, but it is convenient to take a couple weeks off during garbage time, especially this month. That being said, it has more to do with my schedule than that. So, the updates. Let's talk about characters that were updated to C90 in the last couple weeks. That would be Selfie, Lena, Shadow, and Zaz. Mino, anything to share about any 4 of those characters in terms of any standouts? They all got their C90s. We already had their LDs. Anything about them that stood out to you? Selfie, Lena, Shadow, and Zaz.
Nah, I mean, Selfie now launches constantly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
seems like a stupid decision to me, but
yeah, it's real bad. It's a real Wow, a real questionable decision, right? Because if you're not familiar with Selfie's kit, she has a debuff on her LD, which makes the enemy launchable every time you hit them. Now, previously, that ticked down every time you acted. Now it does not tick down until the boss takes a turn. So you can rush the bosses and launch every single turn. And it's crazy. It is.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's still strong in current JP months and months and months later. It's just so strong. I don't it's a dumb thing. I'm more pissed that it makes my co-ops take so fucking long.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
more pissed
man.
that like this character makes my runs take forever, so I usually just don't use selfie, but it's undeniably very, very fucking powerful. Like
Yeah.
unbalanced though. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Nero, check out Black Nero on YouTube. Black Nero did miss the 15 minutes we spent talking about Manscaped. Go back and watch that later. Great TV. But Black Nero wants to know if we can schedule our show alternating weeks with the ranting hour so that people don't have too much to watch one week and not enough to watch the other week. No, we can't. Do that.
No, BC, you reschedule because Mark has work stuff. You can reschedule into the blank weeks. In fact, that will probably be better for viewership all around. We won't have to fight over a slice of the pie. So, no, balls in your court.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. And if you feel like there's too much to listen to one week, you can just wait to listen to it later until you have time. That's how that works. That's why this is a podcast and available on YouTube and Twitch video on demand. So there you go. But listen on YouTube if you can. Appreciate that. Yeah, Selfie super broken. Lena up to snuff. Shadow not terrible. Zaz not terrible, but definitely Selfie kind of the standout of the C. Think of the Randalls. C90. Hey, Tree Void, thank you for placing an order at manscaped.com. Manscaped.com presented the TCC podcast tonight. TCC pod 20% off your order. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us by supporting them. Now, we got some new LDs. The first one was Charlotta came with an LD. The new LD allows her to get a overhead buff, which stores her Brave up to a considerable amount, and then allows her to chuck it. She had the ability Hurl Staff. I believe now it's Chuck Staff. And so she gets that new updated ability to hurl her staff, doing a little bit more damage. She does come back later with a BT and an FR weapon. I think she's a little bit more useful at that point. She's not terrible, but it just her kit doesn't particularly excite me at this point. There's a lot of Brave gains. If you like the Brave gains, she is able to store damage or store that Brave and do a lot of damage. But in terms of actually playing with Charlotta at this point, it just wasn't kind of my cup of tea. I never really felt good about hitting a lot of her buttons. She has that big skill too that dumps, but her new HP plus is pretty good. So trying to determine when you're going to hit buttons, why you're going to hit buttons. In this case, it was a little bit more up in the air. It just didn't feel good to hit particularly any of the buttons with Charlotta. But that being said, I know some people are getting a lot of use on her. Mino, what was your take on Charlotta?
I like Charlotta. I think this is a good design. It is a unique gimmick. How she now holds a huge amount of Brave in her overhead based on battery. It's 3 times her HP damage cap.
Right.
So you can play around with it. It is unique. It is cool to battery that up and then throw out some huge nukes. I think she's a great character. And her special event we'll get to really showed that, oh hey, she can also do all this damage without doing any Brave shave. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Gravity. Charlotta's always been a loaded character. I think this is her comeback. I'm excited to get her FR and BT as well to build on this kit. That being said, my hot take is I think she came too close to Enacro, and they share a lot in common. And what I mean by that is you can really build them up as your single DPS, and they throw a limited amount of huge fat nukes. They came out one right after the other. I think it would have been cooler if they spaced them out. I know a lot of people picked one or the other for sure. I don't think a lot of people said, "Hey, I need both." But I do think the gimmick is very cool. I do think the character is very cool. I just think these two releases back to back are a little too similar together. Other than that, great character. Even they paired her with Selfie and who else? I forget. But her enabling those huge fat launches is a very big thing as well.
Yeah, no, it's a great banner for sure to pick up if you don't have either one of those LDs. Great support, great damage potential, great utility on that banner with Selfie and Charlotta and Laguna BT if you're still chasing it, or Zach BT if you're still chasing it, excuse me. So yeah, no, I think it was just, isn't it just, my game's frozen. Isn't it just Charlotta and Selfie, or is there another person on that banner?
There was a third, wasn't there?
Oh, let me see here. I can working. Game's not working. The game's not working. But anyway, somebody else can do that. Let us know. But either way, a good banner, good value banner for sure. And yeah. The other new LD that we just got a couple nights ago is Irvine's LD. Irvine comes back with basically a charge LD, so it's a free turn, instant turn, and gives him three uses of two new abilities. One is called, I think, Dark Shot, and one is Pulse Shot or Pulse Ammo, Dark Ammo. Dark Ammo is the one that's going to do his new debuff, which does, hit rate down, HP damage up, defense down, some poison, and then Pulse is just the big attack. And so I actually really like, so you hit his LD, charges, gives him basically a Brave Plus that has two uses, and an HP Plus that has one use. His AA now is a little bit better as well. So I really kind of like, I know Irvine's a very underwhelming character and pretty much everybody thinks he sucks, but I like characters where all of their buttons at least do something and feel okay to press. Now, arguably, skill 1 and skill 2 are not the best, but they still have significant damage potential, do some debuffs, and do some personal things. But, Theologica did a good video, Black Nero says, on Irvine on YouTube. But I really do like, the fact that Brave Plus is a viable option, HP Plus, skill 1, skill 2, viable options, EXLD, viable options, AA, a viable option. So all of his buttons are viable options. Again, at the end of the day, is he the best character? No, obviously not. But compared to a lot of characters where you have like one or two, like Anna Crow, you really just want to hit her LD or EX, and anything else kind of sucks. But other than that, probably a lot of people skipping on him, but I think he's fun to play with. I've been using him quite a bit. He does obviously offer some healing. He does offer some support. In attack up, max brave up, overflow, simple stuff. But he does do some healing on his EX, which is nice. So you can potentially bring him as your solo healer if you're not worried about it. And he does do some damage mitigation with that hit rate down. Obviously, it's 50%. It's kind of like a blind, so it's not super reliable, but it can be as well. But yes, as Sweetwater Dream says, all of his buttons do something, and they don't feel terrible to press as opposed to a lot of old characters that they just make it so, just ignore half the buttons and press one or two buttons. Mino, do you have Irvine, and what do you think?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. So I wanted to hear what Mark had to say, because I know going into this episode, I think Mark is skewing positive on a lot of these, and I am not. But Irvine, well, my first comparison is Prompto. And I know Prompto was another ranged character that fulfilled a lot of things like follow-ups, evasion, etc. And then we got a lot of hype about I know BC made me pull Prompto because um I think he talked about how Prompto fulfills so many Lufenia orbs after he came out, which is true. He did. There were a lot of evasion orbs, there were a lot of range damage orbs, follow-up orbs, etc., etc. But I did not use that fucker once, nor did I ever want to. I know some people got a good use out of Prompto, but I know personally I did not find that playstyle fun at all. Irvine really does feel like a separate iteration of that, but not as fun to play around because at least Prompto had his crazy EX that you could build up, sort of like Sid EX Plus. I know somebody put a video of that out there this morning, and or even like people are saying like, oh, all his buttons do something now, and he has the ranged Impero, etc., etc. These are all things Edgar had like a month or two ago with the same number of dumps and numbers. So like I'm not impressed at all. Edgar is also a better shaver because of that brave damage addition, per debuff. No, Edgar was exactly the same on paper. I tried to use him. It was very not fun. I don't know why people are saying Irvine's buttons feel good because his dumps are not. I don't know. Unless you guys have ultimate weapons or something I'm missing out on. He's doing the same damage as Edgar, who's a 2-month-old character at this point. I didn't like it. I feel like the healing's like you're not going to use that much. The evasion, it's cute. You're not going to use that much. And Excalibur is saying something here that I really feel like should be echoed. Sadly, weapon type Imperil is a gimmick that's outclassed by elemental Imperil. And he's right? Like having weapon type Imperils is pretty fucking stupid at this point because they're worse than elemental Imperils in every single way. I don't see myself ever using Irvine. I don't see any benefit to it. I mean, unless you want to push back here.
No, yeah, Theologic is saying you don't press his base skills because you can use the ammo the entire time. So that is for sure true. But I mean his skills do a lot more than Thancred's skills. No, I wouldn't suggest anybody pull for Irvine, but I just felt better playing him than a lot of other characters recently.
I think, Mark, that this cycle is the worst fucking cycle. This is peak garbage time. These 2 weeks, Laguna's whole cycle, peak garbage time, peak garbage characters, peak garbage fights. We can get into that later, but I feel like Irvine is a symptom of completely trash character. Same output as characters 2 months ago that we called trash. Once again, if anybody wants to step up, same potencies as Edgar's, weaker shaving. Sure, some evasion and healing. That's not it. Auras, no, it's not great. It's all shit.
Well, I actually think next month is probably worse in a lot of ways because the BT characters this month are pretty good. I mean, Zach, Ramza, Laguna, all really good. You had some standouts, some interesting kits this month. Some
fine,
standouts like self. Next month you got a whole bunch of LD calls and Cisne.
Like let me check the schedule. No. Yeah. I'm saying this cycle, Laguna cycle. Period. Yeah. We can talk about Laguna separately, but who did Laguna come with? It was himself, then Irvine, then Thancred, and accompanying fights. Yeah, this is the worst. This is peak garbage time. So yeah, the cycle before, sure, there's some winners. I don't know if the next cycle will be as bad. I'm planting my flag that this is peak garbage time, worst state of the game. The characters and the fucking fights were a miss. All of them, all across the board. And that this is, I don't know, they really phoned it in. This is the worst 2 weeks of content I've ever seen in this fucking game. And I'm slamming Irvine on that too.
All right. Well, let's talk about the BT characters, and there are two. The first is Terra. Terra gets her BT Plus and her C90. So her EX is not a crap button to press. It's still not great, but it's not terrible anymore. I think skill 1 ends up being a little bit better than skill 2, very truthfully, these days. But there's probably some dependent. Terra players can tell you how best to make use of her. But Yeah, she doesn't get a ton of crap with her BT plus, just a little bit more or HP damage up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that might be enough to make use of her. So I'm sure Terra players are using Terra. Did you BT plus Terra?
No, fuck
Yeah, I
that.
can't imagine. Why would you want to? But
I hate this character. You know that.
yeah, she is from the worst Final Fantasy game. So that makes sense. But speaking of the best Final Fantasy game, we did get Laguna from Final Fantasy VIII. President Laguna coming back with his great President Laguna costume with the flip-flops and the golden machine gun. Gets a new LD, which gives him a new buff, which allows him to do follow-up attacks, and a new debuff, which does attack and defense down and HP damage taken up, depending on the number of debuffs, up to 24. So awesome debuff, which you can continue to use as a call, I believe, on his LD. And he does get a BT and a BT plus, and his BT plus does come with a 4-turn gold framed debuff Desperado with more defense down, HP damage taken up, and also hits a trap after every attack, every HP damage done, which does full HP damage based on his attack, 500% at max. So he's doing follow-ups, he's doing trap damage, he's got HP damage up for the party, he's got attack down, defense down, speed down, stacking defense down, stacking attack down. Pretty nice for a damage dealer, pretty nice party support. Well, just extra party support, which is nice. But yeah, I like him a lot. I've always kind of liked Laguna. I wish he had been better in various iterations of the game. But he's a solid ranged attacker and debuffer. And yeah, mine is green and blue. And I've been using him a lot, and I really enjoy him. You do need to be careful with the BT buff, the BT debuff Desperado, because it can run out. It's only 4 turns. Hey, Nineword, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Laguna best dad. It's true. Very, very true.
Didn't he abandon his son?
He didn't know. Not fair.
Oh, right. You're right. I
know.
think Reigns or whatever did that.
He did not know that he had
what
a
was
son.
her name? Reigns?
Yeah.
Reigns? Sid Reigns?
Sid Reigns, yes. Sid Reigns. That's Squall's mother, Sid Reigns. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, what are your thoughts on Laguna?
So I think he's a fine character. The BT trap gimmick is pretty cool. We got another golden debuff, that's pretty cool too. I think that's our third one now. And it's all right. I had a mini tiff with Goose about this. I don't think the gimmick is as fresh as some of the others that have been coming, but it is true. It's kind of unique. It just feels like a different variation on the trap thing. I think so. Meggy said it's kind of like Yang's follow-up, but slightly different.
Yeah, he gets a follow-up. He gets a trap. So, I mean... Yeah. I wouldn't consider anything in his kit particularly new, because some of the other characters we've had, so... But
I will also push back that I think Laguna has been fine through his defo run. Pretty middle of the road. I don't think he's ever been awful.
100%. I would say very middle of the road. I don't think he's ever really stood out.
I remember watching, for some reason, Laguna fans just love their Laguna sagas, right? And I've seen a couple, and he definitely did contribute to the party at certain times. The shaving increase per debuff is always very strong, so he shaved decently well. The debuffs were actually decently strong.
He has strong debuffs,
could push off buffs, could do a lot of things. So I'm gonna defend Laguna. And did the stream crap out?
Not according to me.
Okay, my bad. I had to refresh. But this. I think he's a fine character. I think he's strong. But two warnings. The first is I was talking to my new buddy Faust, the one that started at Anniversary, and it's just that unless you green it, he doesn't feel like a good character. I know that feels like it doesn't need to
Oh
be
no,
said
right,
at
yeah.
this point, but it
Yeah.
but we definitely have people like Django in our server or newer players who are really like, should I green each and every one of these BTs? And at this point, it really is. If you don't green it, Laguna is a dud. And if you green them, the thing is, you're investing in a big fat debuffer, right?
Yep.
And everyone knows that I fucking hate debuffers. So I think Laguna is a fine, above average character. Personally, I would never use him. I hate the fucking debuffs. You know, messing with him in synergy with his teams and stuff. What was that fight? The Charlotta Selfie Laguna fight. I think doing that challenge quest, they fought so hard for the debuff slots. They were shoving each other off, and then that's not to mention the calls, right? Like the strongest calls are debuff calls. So I'm not a fan of debuffers. That's one. I'm not a fan of characters that encourage the no turn strat, because his trap is, you know, all about taking way
It
more
does,
turns
right.
than the enemy does,
Yeah.
right? Not a fan of the play style at all whatsoever. I do acknowledge he's a good character, but if you don't like debuffs and pushing those no turn strats, I wouldn't recommend this character. Good supplement for it though. Great supplement for that. But this is someone that I declined to green on for that very reason. I'd rather, you know, run something like Ramza or the upcoming Snow or something. These aura-based characters have way more room to team build because they don't take up as many slots. Laguna 100% does. And it's hilarious that Laguna and Thancred are on the same fucking cycle, as we'll talk about. I think I forgot to put Thancred on the outline if you want to circle back to him. But basically, Laguna plus Thancred equals 0 debuff slots. And then Thancred needs his generic poison to work, which means that will constantly be get pushed off by, you know, enemy buffs or what, like hilariously bad synergy. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of debuff characters whatsoever. So that's a danger to look out for Laguna.
Well, I'm not sure that I would suggest anybody green, like if you're conserving your green resources, your books and ingots, I'm not sure I would suggest after Ramza and Zach anybody until Kane, right? I mean, like I'm greening Laguna, I'm greening Vincent, they're favorite characters of mine. I'm greening Sephiroth and Yuna as well. I've saved resources to do all of that. I may not use any of them and have to wait for their next time to come around. That's fine. But I mean, they're characters that I like. But yeah, I mean, depending on what you're talking about, yeah, you may not need him. And if you're just talking about his LD debuff as a call, we're going to get a whole bunch of potential really good calls next month too. If you're making up, I mean, General Leo, Seymour, Raijin, all decent call abilities if you're looking for calls. So yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I like Laguna. I think he's a fun character. Nothing, I mean, he's got a great BT animation and the best BT animation music period. So although I really do like Zach's stuff as well. Gets you in the feels. But play at your own risk. I mean, it's garbage time. But like,
oh yeah, 100%.
like
That's
this,
why I'm tackling it from like a personal angle, right?
Yeah.
He's a great character.
Yeah.
Not something I'd use. Same with Irvine, although Irvine's a shit character.
So we we do have a couple characters coming to us in 15 minutes or so, and that's Maria gets her C90. Yeah, she gets some more stuff. She did get a rework, I think. I think their reworks are live. I don't know what her rework entails. More brave hits. Does skill 1 does wind damage now. More brave increases. Skill 2, more brave hits, more HP attacks. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that, you know, just kind of the stuff that you would anticipate. So she's doing 2 dumps on skill 1 and skill 2 with heal and battery. 3 dumps on her EX, 4 dumps on her LD with that split. Obviously, she's got the traps. and a lot of battery and a lot of support. She's a support character, right? And I don't think she's bad. I don't think you would pull for her. I certainly don't think you would pull this banner, because the other character is Thancred. Thancred gets just craptastic. I don't even know how to explain how bad Thancred is. He may be the worst LD character we've ever had. He gets an LD, and he did get a rework. I forget what his rework does. Yeah, he gets almost nothing. Like 2 brave hits. He gets more brave hits, but his skill 1 and skill 2 only do 2 HP dumps, even with the rework. His EX now does 4 if you have 3 stacks of Ninki on it. His LD is a 6 HP dump attack, which is good with brave gains between the HP dumps. Gives him his new his new buff, which does brave damage up, all that kind of good stuff, and allows him to get a new HP plus called Wish with a Name 5. Which
that's a buff, right? You said.
Oh,
HP
I'm sorry. That's with. It's called Trick Attack. That's the ability. Trick Attack, when he has Wish with a Name buff active, and that's a free turn, instant turn, extends his buffs, does 3 dumps, pretty decent attack, but it gives him -4 to his buff, which is a 16 turn buff. So he can basically do, I believe, consecutive free actions and just eat through his buff. So he can take a lot of turns, if I understand Thancred right. He can take a lot of turns. He can do a lot of brave damage. He just doesn't do a lot of HP damage. And as a HP damage dealer, that's pretty important. He also does have that gimmick where he does more damage if the character has poison, but his poison is non-framed. So you're gonna pop that poison off on a regular basis if you're not careful. So that will reduce his brave damage, I think, considerably. But he's not great. Yeah. So he can take a lot of turns, eat a lot of turns, which I guess in some runs can be fine, but in a lot of runs can kill you, because then the orb will launch or anything else. But yeah, his Brave Plus and the AA does have 1 HP dump. Yeah, the other special attack from his old kit literally has 1 HP dump, and that's awful. And so does his AA. But I think the AA does set poison, so if you need to refresh poison, there you go. You can use that AA. But yeah, he's Mino, did you look into Thancred at all?
No, of course. This is peak garbage time. Holy fuck. This is the I've never, if anybody wants to argue that the gem cap isn't a possibility of dev incompetence or company incompetence, I present you Thancred. This is gross incompetence. Whoever made this fucking tuning pass, this is shit all around. Holy fuck. How can you look at this character and think anything good? First of all, okay, let's go down the list. First of all, his specialization is brave shaving.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like his specializations do a lot of brave damage, and that I'm not sure how this makes him special, because at least Setzer lets everybody else max out their brave damage. I'm not sure why this counts as a plus for Thancred, who is having trouble hitting brave cap right now. And then there's characters out there who just guarantee you brave. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is so shitty. He has so many bonuses to brave damage on a poison target. I think it's let me see. It's like 300%, 350% on a broken target with poison afflicted. Who needs that much brave? I don't even fucking know. This is a stupid ass fucking gimmick. That's first. Second of all, he already had a really stupid stack mechanic, and now he has a second one. All right, so before you build up Ninki with his skills, then you spend it on either the Brave plus plus or the EX plus. Yep. Now, the Brave plus plus is fucking stupid as
Garbage.
shit.
You never hit that.
I don't know why you would ever use that. You spend all these turns, and then you get a free instant turn 1 dump, right? Like, I guess you could chain free skills, but holy fuck, what a waste of the Ninki. So basically, the Ninki now, his stack mechanic only has 1 fucking use. That's to use on the EX to get 1 more dump and 30% more splash.
But
so
you have to use skill 1 and skill 2 to refresh that buff.
Right.
Which is awful.
Yes,
it's awful.
It's so shitty. So you have to use his shit skills.
Yeah.
That only have 2 dumps to use a slightly better EX skill, which I think is a DPS loss across the board. Like, if you go through the trouble to play him correctly as designed, build his Ninki stacks and spend them, that's a DPS loss rather than spamming LD and Trick Attack. Like, it's just a piece of shit. What the fuck is this design? And then, so, instead of most other normal characters like Kieran coming up and stuff, instead of building on these Ninki stacks, what they do is they give him a new stack mechanic.
Right.
Wish Within a Name. And you build stacks with that, and then you spend that on a new attack called Trick Attack. Yes, this is better, but it has 0 fucking synergy with his old thing. And now you have
that's the problem, right?
Now you have to juggle 2 stack building mechanics, and then if you want to optimize your DPS, you have to sit on the full stacks of both, and then spend them consecutively, and then build them up consecutively again. What the fuck is this character? I don't know what for 2 dumps on S1 and S2 is just motherfucking insulting.
For a damage dealer? I think
yeah, exactly.
Maria,
right? Like, what is
Maria has 3 dumps, doesn't she? She has 2 dumps, but at least she's she's a support character that batteries the party. Thank you, C-Sam, for resubbing on Twitch.
C-Sam says, isn't bringing Thancred a DPS loss? Yeah. Yes. But we're talking about, like, Thancred max DPS. This is fucking garbage. So, I mean, we talked about, like, this is an overly complicated mechanic. You building and spending 2 stacks and then combining, like, making sure they go off in tandem. We talked about this before. I said a million times, if you're going to do something like this, reward the player for better results. You get shit results for going through all this trouble, right? Like, you could bring any other character that released this month, even fucking Irvine, and he'll probably out-damage Thancred if you, like, gave it to your 5-year-old kid and had him press buttons, right? Like, this is fucking ridiculous how much work you have to go through just to do subpar DPS. And it's not like he's bringing anything else to the table. It's not like he's bringing auras or healing or any utility. He is just bringing damage. He is only a damage dealer, and his damage is worse than supports. I don't know how you justify this shit ass. This is fucking insult. This is DissidiaFFOO incompetence at its fucking peak. Holy shit. Trick Attack is a frame debuff that only gives HP damage taken plus 20%? What the fuck is that? Most people have auras that are better than that at this point, and most people have HP damage taken up, including like a million other fucking things. I just don't understand the point of this character. I think I agree with Mark. I don't know. There was an argument of, is this the worst LD character we've ever fucking seen? I think some people said Yuri. I think Yuri's name was thrown in there. I think there are some others as well. I'm trying to think back. We've had some pretty terrible ones, but I might have to agree. This is terrible. The poison's not framed. You know, you don't really need the increased brave damage.
No, right.
No auras. A DPS who can't do good damage. I don't know what the fuck Trick Attack is. That's a joke. The systems conflict. They make you not want to fucking learn the. Fucking awful fucking character. Fuck FF14. I'm just gonna say.
At least some people are saying Barrett Fujin. At least Barrett Fujin have support. Steiner has support. Rydia is way better than things.
Steiner has support, right? Like Steiner has massive battery.
Cypher,
I see Soraya out there. Steiner has massive battery and one of the fattest attack downs in the game.
Oh yeah.
Like these people bring things. What the fuck does Thancred bring to your party? Like this is fucking ridiculous. Rydia enchants and has auras. This guy has no fucking auras. What is this character? Holy shit. Oh my god, this character is fucking terrible. This is the first time I've seen a Tonberry Troupe infographic have not only more cons than pros, but over twice as many cons than pros.
Pretty bad.
And you know, Tonberry Troupe is, you know, a fucking Square Enix lapdog. You know, they shill for Defo. And they're giving this guy 7 cons to the 2 pros. He has.
Yes,
And
yeah, people crapping on Fujin Bart's meta. Come on.
doesn't Fujin
Yeah,
have like traps, batteries,
yeah,
and perils and jams,
Fujin's
stuff
great.
like that? Come on, come on.
Fujin's great. Yeah, Thancred's the worst. He's the worst in his game. He's the worst in Defo. I think that's fair. He is the one who sings songs of love or something. We hate him. Hey,
However,
oh yeah, go ahead.
reminded me that Thancred's poison is pretty strong. Right. Imagine
strong.
having poison be your identity and then not having HP poison, right? Like
Yeah.
Ida is better at this point because she has a sap, a poison, and HP poison. Like this is fucking sad as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's also pretty terrible in Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, to be fair, all the characters in Final Fantasy XIV except Y'shtola are awful. So
we pushed back. I took a poll. Alpha No is in good graces. I can't deny that. I think Alpha No's held his own. And
in Defo or actually in 14?
Oh, in Defo, you're talking about 14?
Yeah, I was talking about 14. I said,
okay,
I hate all the characters.
Yeah, okay. I never thought I'd see an FF14 character I hated more than Alice, both in Defo and in FF14.
Yeah. Well, I don't talk about Papa Mo. He's dead.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Or 2.0 or 3.0. When was that? Anyway, as we transition, we'll get to talk about the events here in a second. Want to remind you that this episode is sponsored by Manscaped for all your grooming needs. The Lawnmower 4.0 Precision Trimmer, the Weed Whacker Ears and Nose Hair Trimmer, excellent. All kinds of products, grooming products, personal products, underwear, clothes, excellent stuff. If you want to go check it out, manscaped.com. After the show, TCC POD, TCC Pod, 20% off your order. Tell them we sent you. Hey, so Mino, I know you've been spending resources like crazy. How is your spending spree going? Have you been able to effectively spend down your resources, or are you struggling to do so?
I think I am where I started 6 months ago. So I think when I was starting to spend, I was at 1.2 million. And right now, let me turn on my game. I am at 1.2 million.
Ooh,
so
you're over me.
Really?
Well, I haven't been using tickets the entire month. I've used gems every single banner.
I use gems. I mean, I use tickets to get Laguna LD because I was capped from the boards.
Yeah.
That did cost me a lot, though. I remember that was 800 plus, but I did get the BT on the way. So, But that at least got me back to I'm at 150 tickets now. That's pretty great. I'm actually happy about that. But gem wise, I am where I am 6 months ago, and I've been gemming every fucking banner other than Laguna LD. I've already said my piece. I'm pretty sure I'm just never gonna run out of gems. I think if you have over 1 million gems and you're ever worried about running out of gems, you have mental health problems. I've seen literally people stress about that on main cord and other discords. There's no way you're ever gonna run out of gems if you're at 1 million right now. And how many people do we know famously quit with over 1 million gems, right? Like
quite a few.
5DPZ, Ink Welder, Jin Lee. Like, even if you say like they didn't want to quit, the point is like when they stopped playing the game, they had over 1 million gems. I really think if you can't, you just can't spend down 1 million gems. So I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. This game is way too generous to a fault at this point. But I digress. I mean, Mark, how are you? How's your journey going?
Well, I have not used a single ticket throughout the entirety of Zach or Laguna. That's not true. I did use a couple just because I was going to lose them in the shop, but they didn't net anything. But yeah, you can see in my inbox, I have hundreds of tickets in my inbox. I have I'm fully capped at tickets. I probably have close to 2,000 tickets just sitting there. So I just used gems. I have pitied twice already this month. But I've also gotten 2 LDs and a BT on free pulls. So, I have spent a lot of gems, but I've also managed it. I'll do probably a video following up on all that as well. But yeah, so we'll see how tonight goes. It could be a pricey gem month for me. That being said, I didn't have to pity either of the either or any of the BTs. I have all the BTs for the entire month. Cloud, Vane, Squall, Cloud of Darkness, Zac, Ramza, Laguna, and Terra. I have all the BTs. So, and didn't have to token any of them. So, yeah. So it could have been a lot more expensive. I've had months where I've pitied BTs. Next month I'm going to use all tickets, and we'll see if I can get down to 0 tickets by trying to chase everything. But as of right now, that's not the case. Hey, we did have a supporter question. You, if you're a member on YouTube, if you're a sub on Twitch, connect that to your Discord. You have exclusive access to some channels. One of them is our supporter corner, which our TCC intern, Potoceder, asks a question. This week, the question was, which unit do you enjoy using the most in DeFo? Do you try to bring them to every event? So, Blartanian says Vane, Golbez, Beatrix. I think Poto asked 1, but he listed 5. Vane, Golbez, Beatrix, X-Death, and Gilgamesh in that order. And yes, he does try to use them a lot. Indolent Lard says, can't choose between 7, Zidane, Lena, Queen, and Beatrix. Daniel, I think we just asked for 1. Daniel says Rain, Theodore, Fang, Sarah, Machina, God, pretty much the entire roster. Yin, I don't know what Yin is saying. He didn't answer. He's like, do I have to say it? I don't know. He didn't say it, so I don't know what it was. Tree Void, he didn't say it. So I don't know what it is. Yeah, he can tell us in chat what it is. He didn't write it. Tree Void says, of course, X-Death. No, Zande. Nidre says Bosch, best unit in the game. I run him everywhere. Potoceder says Freya. J.A says Papalamo. Final Asim says Vane. There's a lot of Vane copium. Goose says Goose says Agrius. I didn't know what that emoji was. Eamon, Sid Reigns. How's Sid Reigns working for you, Eamon? Boy Kazis says Leon. Used him on and off since EX. Really enjoy Evaded. Bishop says, I enjoy using Furion, Vane, Lon, and Rain. Poor Impromptu. Black Nero says, Zac. I said Enacro. So great. CSAM says, Cypher or Setzer. Setzer. Sissus says Furion or Kate Sith. JD Terraforce says Machina. Sky Splits says Queen. I don't think we've heard from Sky Splits unless that's somebody else. Who's Sky Splits? No, I don't know. Heard from Sky Splits. Queen. Great character. Crush says Alize, Beatrix, Vincent. Nimbus says any type 0 or 13. Queen, Trey, 9, Ace, or recently Machina and Rem. Liz says Selfie, hands down my favorite character in Defo thus far. Awesome. Blind Eye, of course, Jet for Blind Eye. And Materiabot says Seymour. Theologica says, let me look. Lightning, yes. Subscribe to the Church of Theologica for all your lightning runs. Red Cane says, Anna Crow, yes, loves the mech. And Asian Tadik says, Locke and Ramza. Who is your favorite character to play in this game?
Me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Who was your favorite character to play?
I like turn warpers. So like Eldnarsh, Realm, and Shelk, which is coincidentally some of the characters I liked before Defo. So yeah. That's interesting. You?
Yeah. I don't know. I like all the characters. I like new characters. I said Anna Crow in the thing, but obviously I don't have one character that I use over and over again. I just keep pulling and using different characters. So I use my favorites, but I don't have a particular preference for one character over another. Particularly, I just use them all and go with it. So let's talk a little bit about the events. We did get a GL exclusive event at the end of the Zac cycle with Charlotta and Selfie. And that was Cloudy with a chance of Meteor. And that was a special. We got a GL exclusive Lufenia Plus with a King Behemoth and a Guardian, which is a machine type weapon. So this was a GL exclusive event. It was a little bit more challenging than some things we've had in the past. Certainly more challenging than Irvine, which we'll talk about here in a minute. I think it is still available. Cloudy with a Chance of Meteor. Yeah. The King Behemoth had an orb, and the Guardian also had an orb. The King Behemoth was, if it has to take melee, ranged, or magic brave damage -3. So if it takes brave damage, it ticks down. If it takes over 185,000 damage in one turn, it goes up by 2. This one also turn warped at 49 and 29% and grants itself extra turns. So it would warp and take 2 turns consecutively. That orb was lethal. The other orb was non-lethal, and it was, again, if it takes brave damage, it ticks down. If the boss takes his turn, it ticks down. If it does a lot of damage, it ticks up. But if it gets delayed, it ticks up as well. And that's a Guardian, so it changes stances, which isn't particularly important. So it was an interesting fight where you had to manage the Behemoth and try not to tick that orb down, because it could tick down very quickly if you weren't paying attention. Kind of ignore the Guardian as much as possible. Try to do those big attacks on the Behemoth, and also delay the Guardian, or do the damage and then splash over to the Behemoth. I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was really really well tuned. Obviously, if you had Charlotta, who doesn't do brave damage, Selfie, who doesn't do brave damage, Zach is a nice character in general and does single target damage. They ate through the fight very, very easily. So it was a fight where if you were struggling, you could pull and get help you needed. That being said, if you remove Selfie, Ramza, Charlotta from the equation, much, much more difficult fight. And managing that, did a couple different runs, I believe. Mino did as well. Managing that got a lot more difficult, but the community, very, very creative, found all kinds of different ways to come upon this particular fight. But I do think it was a well-designed fight, and a nice change of pace from what we've been getting. Mino, what are your thoughts about Cloudy with a Chance of Meteor?
I love this fight. We saw so many. Okay, so to start off, we might be in the minority here. I know our community really liked this fight. Our community loved it. I saw so much backlash on Reddit and Maincord, though. I saw so much fucking backlash. You know, people said the orbs were unfair because it was -3 for the brave damage. Yeah, they said it was too synergy biased. They said they don't like when the orb and the boss mechanics contradict each other. I don't know. I don't think I cannot tell how well received it is. But seeing in the call to arms how many people posted with a maxed out Charlotta or Selfie in their team tells me that Squex must have succeeded in getting people to spend resources on this banner. The huge success. I think a lot of people pulled to do this fucking fight, guys. I guarantee you go to Call to Arms, you go to Maincord, you go to Reddit, you'll see so many people that pulled to do this fucking fight, or at least invested their gems, their character points, whatever. That's a success on Squex's point. But, so, I'm not sure if this is an unpopular opinion, but in our community, I know our audience loved it. And
there was a lot of excitement within our Discord, within our community, which had been a little bit of quiet, especially during garbage time. But this event really invigorated a lot of conversation, which is good.
100%. 100%. Yeah. As Mark said, people were excited to talk about the game again. I was inspired enough to throw out a TCC challenge, and then people were inspired enough to start discussing team comps to do it, right? It was great. And then if you look into our TCC challenge page, that's been dead for months, if you cut out all the aim and challenge stuff. And it's there were some insanely creative runs. I was impressed. I knew our players could do some crazy fucking things. I'm pretty sure there were some non-BT run. Oh, for those who don't know, the TCC challenge was literally just no synergy. And if you wanted to do the extreme, no synergy, no friend.
Yeah.
And if you want to do the extreme, no Ramza as well. That's all. And this is why I used to love the TCC challenges. All you had to do is ban synergy and a character or two, and this is suddenly the hardest fight ever. A lot of people, I believe I saw Mark saying this is a great level of balance, right? Like you're either gonna stomp the shit out of it with synergy. If you have Selfie or Charlotta, this is not a challenge at all.
Right.
But if you don't, such a difficult fight. I love what they did. Like I really feel heard, Mark, because you know for months I've been crying for harder fights and I've been throwing out ideas for harder fights. I'm not gonna say we're being spied on and that they took our opinions and put it into the game. That would be like delusionally egotistical, almost like if I claimed credit for them getting rid of the Star Wars text, right?
Yeah.
And so like I'm not gonna say that they're listening to TCC, but I can say that this is this is exactly what I want.
Josh Glacy, if you are listening, check out for 20% off your order for all Squex employees. We'll offer that to all Squex employees.
I'm gonna send Glacy a manscaping package for Valentine's. I still have their mailing address for when we sent them TCC sweaters. Remember? So I feel like this is a very good move.
Shouldn't have
putting my money where my mouth is.
Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have talked about that. Yeah, the stream's gone. Good night, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Woo. Yeah. Great fight.
Oh yeah. But I want to say like the elements were first of all 2 different orb conditions, fantastic. 2 different enemies. Fantastic. I didn't realize how much I would love this. It is so boring. So like I'm not going to 2 to 3 copies of the same fucking enemy, same fucking orb. I don't know why they did that for so long. I know this is a prelude to the 6-man fights where they do pair different enemies, but having to pay attention to 2 different enemy behaviors, 2 orbs, and then, you know, the cherry on top is that one was non-lethal and one was. So you prioritized one and you could let the other one go off. I don't know. They did so many things right with this fight. Yeah. The balance is great. As I said, easy to synergy stomp, easy to make a challenge out of. A lot of people in our community were saying that this is probably the best fight they ever had in Defo. I was reluctant to agree, but thinking back, I'm leaning in that direction. I really think like if every fight was like this, multiple orb conditions, 2 different bosses being paired off, you know, and like this level of ease of synergy, like I agree. I think if every fight was like this would be a fucking success.
Did we say Glacy? Yes, we meant Crystal. Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
Damn
that was on me. That was on me.
I got
Squex Joshua and Squex Crystal.
Shame on me, Crystal. I swear. I only have eyes for you.
Much love to Glacy, though.
I only have eyes for you, Crystal.
Much love to Glacy, who used to work with us. Well, let's move to Dimensions End Entropy Tier 8. Tier 8 required green on one side and blue on the other side for Terra and Laguna, and the center was 1 Lunatic Quartz Disaster. I know this particular fight, I think, again, got a lot of like, this is super easy. I mean, I did see BC whiff on it in his initial run, but
didn't he do this in JP?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
He did do it. If they took the bones of this fight, and I haven't really gauged the broader Reddit, Twitter community take on this, but honestly, the broader community doesn't do this content. This is endgame content. So I haven't kind of looked a little deeper on that as I've been exceptionally busy these last couple weeks. So, but yeah, it didn't really feel like a 3-phase fight where you have the first phase of the fight just kind of normal. Here's the dragon. I think the issue is it's not very threatening. But the second phase of the fight is you need to rush it down before the orb ticks down and you can't give it actions. But then the third phase of the fight, you have to give it actions. And so I like that back and forth where it is 3 different kind of things you had to do, 3 different mechanics. Obviously, it just healed itself. But it seemed like a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, this was easy, whatever." But at the end of the day, the idea behind the fight, where it's these 3 distinct phases where you had to do different actions, ideally, right? You needed to have a good damage dealer, you needed to have some defense for the third round. I mean, to be fair, Irvine was my defensive character for the 3rd round of the fight, so that does say something to the difficulty of the fight. But like the bones of it felt good. Like this was a well kind of planned out fight. They could have made it a little bit more challenging, and it would have been fine. It may have been challenging for some people just due to the roster limitations that they may have had. But Mina, what were your thoughts on this fight?
I can't agree with you, Mark, just because of that final phase. I know what you're getting at, the different phases. We've seen this before with Shinryu. I'm sure you remember, right? At the end of Act 2, Shinryu had the different phases and different effects. They even Shinryu even had more fucking mechanics. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening in garbage time. What the fuck is this? Garbage time? You know what? If you told me all the devs left to work on Strangers of Paradise crunch time and they left like a single intern working on this game for a few months, I would fucking believe in a heartbeat.
Yeah, this would have been about a year ago, right? Maybe a year and a half ago when they would have been working on this. Yeah.
6 months before Strangers of Paradise's release, which is usually crunch time. You know, I'm not going to spread anything as fact. I'm not going to spread rumors as fact, but you know, I could totally believe that they totally put this on the back burner and put out some fucking garbage, because Mark, what you liked, we got in Shinryu.
Yeah, no, I
like
agree.
2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. And this was a shitty copy of it, shitty shadow of that fight. Pissed a lot of people off, including me. Was just so badly implemented, right? Because it was basically immortal until you gave it 10 turns. And if you're running the synergy characters like Laguna and Irvine, who are like neutering its speed, you're wasting a lot of fucking turns and time.
It just takes a lot of time. Yep.
Yeah, like it's tedious. Like I understand like threshold attacks, you know, like force the enemy to go, but for the player to actually have to stall and let the enemy go, and the enemy's not even doing anything when it goes. But the point is, like, you're like, I remember I cleared this twice, and each time near the end I had to like spam brave attacks to so I didn't get, because so many abilities have like high turn rate or instant turn rate, right? So I had to spam brave attacks to let the enemy go 10 times before delivering the finishing blow. Like I that was just poorly implemented. I'll agree with you. The phases are cool and the different, you know, tempo changes, but making sure the enemy gets 10 turns was not the fucking move to go with.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good insight. Well, speaking of complete and utter garbage, before we talk about this Lufenia, I was looking forward to this Intersecting Wills. It is a Final Fantasy VIII Intersecting Wills. Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite in this series. I was good. We won't get too spoilery if you haven't done
Let's get spoilery, Mark. I didn't read it at all, so paint me a word picture.
So this entire story is about, so spoilers. Turn off the podcast for 5 minutes. Spoilers. We're going to talk about Irvine Intersecting Wills. You didn't read it, so who cares? Those of you listening. So the entire story is about how Irvine, Squall, and Renoa have some of their memories. Zell, Kistis, and Selphie don't. Mainly, they don't remember who Ultimecia is, which makes sense because no one knew who Ultimecia was until like the last 3 minutes of the game. That's just how Final Fantasy VIII goes, right? No, you learn a little bit about her here and there, but again, it's not like
the fact that she's a Dissidia representative
is hilarious.
That's like making Necron or Zeromus.
Yeah, no, it's
like FFA just had nobody better to put.
Yeah,
so they did.
They just didn't use Edia. They did eventually use Edia, but they gave her the Edias. Anyway, so it's all about that, and they unfortunately intersect with Final Fantasy XIV characters, which sucks. So they're going about trying to figure out, you know, how should we? Irvine's trying to how do I share with my friends what I'm experiencing, what I'm missing, what I've experienced. And do I tell them what they need to know? Do I them learn for themselves? And so, whatever, it's the same kind of stuff that they've been talking about throughout this kind of crappy arc, right? But at the end, so this was what I was most excited about. At the end, Irvine confronts Ultimecia, or Ultimecia confronts Irvine. And at the like last scene, or the second to last scene, Squall and Renoa are running, and Irvine draws his gun, and it switches over to Squall and Renoa, and you hear a gunshot. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is like a redemption arc for Irvine. He took the shot. Memory. So doesn't have any idea who Ultimecia is, so apparently she did something to him. I'm like, that's bullshit. You had this wonderful opportunity for this like cool redemption arc. Irvine standing his ground, not being kind of the chicken wuss or the coward. I mean, obviously Zell's the chicken wuss, but not being the coward. And that's not really why he didn't take the shot, obviously, but because he did remember. And if you don't remember, he remembered more of what happened than the entire rest of the cast did in the actual game in Final Fantasy VIII. He kind of knew what was going on a little bit more than any of them all. They didn't all remember that they were space babies from the same orphanage, right?
I remember they actually even had a story. Reason for that, which I was impressed. Apparently, he's from a different garden, and only the Lamb Garden was heavily reliant on the
they're smoking the Guardian forces, completely destroying their mental ability. Yeah, it's a terrible game. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if this ever gets resolved. When it gets resolved, it kind of seemed like a weird way to go about it, intersecting wills. So. But I was like, oh man, Irvine's going to get his kind of redemption arc, and it kind of didn't happen. And speaking of redemption arcs, this Lufenia Plus is garbage. I'm not sure why it's garbage. We fight the Iguans, the lizards, the iguanas. We fought them 1,000 times before. They don't get an orb until, man, when's the orb even come? Like halfway down. They have a ability where they get shields at half their health. They do cleanse when they reunite. The orb isn't lethal, but I don't think the orb's ever going to tick off. They only have 15 million HP, and it seems like not a lot of defense or anything else because they die really, really easy. I mean, it almost felt like a chaos. Maybe Lufenia, maybe Cosmos. It just Tree Void says felt like a mid-boss fight. Not threatening, not difficult mechanically, no HP. They just died real easy. I think you can solo it with a friend unit. It's a ridiculously easy fight. You can probably auto battle it. Any we want to take some bets who can auto battle it. Mina, what are your thoughts here?
See how big the difference in the orbs are when you look at the special event we just got, and then this. This is so fucking stupid. Holy shit! Like you said, people were checking the orbs with calls.
Oh yeah, I think I got the orb. My first run, I think I got the orb so high it disappeared.
Oh yeah. It disappears at 35.
Yeah, at 30. Yeah, so I think I just killed the orb. The orb just went away because I brought full range. I brought full range.
Yeah, I've seen Laguna solos. I've seen Garnet, Machina, Ramza. So 0 range damage. Just kill him before the orb goes off. So, like, why even put an orb at this point? Oh my god, like, if I was playing JP and I had no foresight, and I played this fight, I would have said, the game is dead. I'm not spending any more money. They're out of ideas. Yeah. They give me Irvine, then they give me this, then they give me Thangrid, I'm out. Like, the game is dead. They're creatively bankrupt. They've got no more fucking ideas. But holy shit. On one hand, I want to say the orb is so shitty because Irvine's so shitty. Because what kind of cool orb could they make with Irvine? That I think people said of Thancred, what does Thancred do that 40 other characters don't? And I'm going to pose the same question with Irvine. What does Irvine do that 40 other characters don't? What orb could you make that only Irvine and a handful of others could check instead of literally the whole cast? I think they gave up. They just said, fuck it, range damage. Whatever. I want Squex to pull up the analytics of how many people pulled Charlotta and Selfie for a very difficult fight and how many people pulled for Irvine in this fight. Because I have said this time and again, and I'm 100% confident in this, if you want to make more money, Squex, make harder fights. Harder fights sell units. Garbage fights, everybody will skip the fucking unit. 100%. I very much doubt, other than the biggest fucking hipsters in our community, I don't think anyone's super invested in Irvine. I'm calling out a couple TCC people. I saw some fucking people flashing gun Ultima weapons on Irvine and blue armor. I don't know. I haven't agreed until now, which is I'm not going to respect a fight or game that doesn't respect my time. So I meted the shit out of this with the synergy characters and did not look back. Zero fucking, desire to do a challenge run, try to make it harder to myself to tune it at all, because it really felt like the devs didn't try at all. They spent about like 5 minutes of thought, so I'll spend like 1 minute doing it, right? Like this is peak garbage time, not of the LD era, of the entire fucking game.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, that's the event. We haven't done the raid yet, so we can't talk about that, but we'll probably not talk about it for a while, but are there any questions and podcast questions?
Yeah, I think we had a couple we can knock out. Let's see.
See if there's any that you want to share, and we'll do those before we leave. And I will be pulling on Thancred. We may have had some stream.
Okay, so here. We have 3-4 questions here. LaFaro says, "Hi TCC, congratulations on the sponsorship." Thank you, LaFaro. On a tangentially related question, how do you suppose Squex decides its DissidiaFFOO sponsorships? It seems like some of these sponsorships go under the radar, like this one. And he linked the remember the drink mixing, the mixology.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah,
content creator that did DissidiaFFOO. These aren't the only weird ones I've seen, LaFaro. I've seen plenty of sponsorships given to people who don't normally play DissidiaFFOO at all. So like streamers who've never touched the game and they'll do a sponsored stream or two. In my opinion, I don't know if this is the best strategy or not. It's not my preferred strategy, but it seems like the DissidiaFFOO marketing team or the Squex marketing team in general, they like to pick people who want nothing to do with their fucking gamer community to reach people who aren't normally playing DissidiaFFOO. I guess on paper that kind of makes sense. Like, why would they sponsor people who are like Mark and I? Yeah. Why would they pay us money to advertise DissidiaFFOO when we're already doing it on a weekly basis?
We're doing it for free. Yeah.
Yeah, we're BC, us, Historia Crux, we're doing it for free. Every week we get on here, talk about DissidiaFFOO, spread brand awareness. Why do they need to pay us any fucking money? Yep. And we're usually talking to people who have already are already playing DissidiaFFOO. I've seen community managers say literally, you guys aren't the target audience, you're already playing the game. Like why do we need to court you, right? And so I think the DissidiaFFOO marketing strategy, for better or for worse, is to pick lots of people who have no awareness of the game and are not already part of the community. So they're trying to hit demographics that don't already play the game, I guess, spreading their reach as far as possible. I have thoughts on this. I think it could be effective, but I do know that like Inc. for the longest time was not happy about this, right? Like Inc. thought that you should support your most loyal blah 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 to encourage them blah 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 blah. Like he wanted Tonberry Troupe to be put on the official DissidiaFFOO Twitter. He wanted Squex to sponsor big time DissidiaFFOO content creators instead of reaching out to fucking mixologists and shit. Like I don't know what the fuck was what kind of decisions those are. But But you know, I think it's a viable strategy. It's just it's unusual because a lot of other games and even other Square Enix communities do sponsor their content creators, right? So
Yeah.
for example, I know a bunch of uh Defo CCs got sponsored for First Soldier, right?
Yep.
Like I know Chris got sponsored for First Soldier, maybe Lids and Broadway, Josepher, you know. I know Josepher gets some sponsored streams for like uh
14.
he got paid, yeah, 14, but he applied for that. But he
Yeah, yeah.
got he they reached out for him for like uh what's that, Chrono Cross. Some people sponsor Chrono Cross, some people sponsored First Soldier. Like most of these sponsorships are from the people. I know fighting game companies, they recruit the pros and have that, you know, sponsor them, pay for a copy so they could play that on stream. Defo is very uniquely, they hate their existing content creators and would rather reach out for one-offs. And I don't know how well these one-offs pay off, honestly.
Right.
Like
No.
I don't know who's watching mixologist videos on YouTube and thinking, "Oh shit, I want to play Defo." Like I'm not aware of that market overlap. So it seems like more Defo incompetence. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't know how they're running their business. The gem cap, you know, they hate their veterans. Oh, this is just in line, right? Like they punish the veterans, cap the gems, advertise the people who have no interest in Defo. I don't know, but Mark, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand it from the one perspective. Yes, you know, it's good to broaden your reach and try to get some new markets, try to let people know about the game who might not know about the game. Um, on the other hand, right, I think it is good to cultivate your community because a strong community also supports the game too. So it really needs to be both and, right? You need to be able to reach out a little bit, but you also need to support your current community. So yeah, um, we'll see. We'll see.
I remember that in the early days, they used to post Reddit fan art on the official Defo account.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if you remember that. You could go find it, but yeah, like I don't know, it is a very sharp and interesting change.
yeah,
Um, Next question.
yeah.
Treevoid says, "How would you feel about the game getting a fast forward mode that doubles animation speeds, or even having a feature that disables animations similar to Pokemon games?
Oh
I feel like it could help make some units more bearable to use, such as X-Death and Alfie on LD. I think that's a great idea.
yeah,
I'm not sure why they wouldn't do it, but there might be a game dev reason not to do it. I just can't
right.
think of any.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Mark?
Oh yeah, I think that's a fine idea, especially like you said, if you can just do a 2 times, 3 times animation speed, that's fairly simple, I would think. That shouldn't be a terrible programming nightmare, but might make things easier, like you said, for those characters that take a lot of time. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Next question. Daniel asks, "How much use justifies greening or bluing a character?"
I
Shit.
I don't think there's any. I mean, justifying. I think you green and blue favorites, and that's it. You know, I mean, very truthfully, I don't think you should be bullying anybody that you don't want to use or is not a favorite. So, how much use justifies it? Couple times, I don't know. Um, again, I
I'll green a character I use twice. Fuck it. If I like the character, I'll do it at this point. I mean,
yeah,
Daniel, you're a super whale. I know you have tons of resources. So I mean, I'm with you, man. Just whoever you feel like, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you greened Sayador and blued him. Like, how much do you actually use him? That's not a criticism. It's just, did it make you happy investing? Probably did, right? Like, if I invested in, yeah, I greened Shantoto and blued her, you know? Like, that made me happy, even if I fucking used her once.
there you go.
Anything else? Huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just you blue and green, you're the people you like. That's it. Um, yeah, I don't. I mean, it's I
Even
don't think you get your returns unless you're really riding a character like Garnet or Ramza through every single content. Obviously, yes, you use those, but at the end of the day, there's such limited resources. If you're not like Daniel and you don't buy all the packs, um, that you should really be careful and just reserve it for your favorite.
Oh yeah, BC reminded us that Nairo, uh, he's a professional Smash player. He was
Oh,
sponsored to stream Defo,
cool,
and that's how Nidre found out about the game.
cool.
uh, D Knight says they're probably sponsoring non-Defo content creators in order to reach people who aren't already playing the
Right.
game. That's fair, D Knight, but like that's like it's a strategy. Like I said, it could be a viable strategy. But I'm saying what a lot of others companies do also is double down on their base, right? So like for example, if you treat your existing audience well, then you get a reputation for treating your fans well, and more people want to be fans as well, right? Or there's some synergy to the advertising. So like if you put Defo commercials in like a First Soldier game, or like when you release FF7 Remake 2 or Chocobo GP, like you sprinkle Defo in, there's an overlap in interest you'll get. But some of that shit is way out there. Like we said, there's a mixologist YouTube channel, and then Nairo, who's a Smash Pro. Like the overlap with Final Fantasy is minimal to none. So it seems really weird to take random shots out there. Like if you ran a company and you only had a certain amount of money to spend to market your product, would you literally shoot out your message randomly, or would you target places that had potential fans of like the whole point we talk about of Final Fantasy and Defo is nostalgia, right? Final Fantasy and Square Enix live on nostalgia. All these Defo players were all fucking boomers who grew up on Final Fantasy. Like you're targeting people who already know and love the brand. That's the only good thing Squex does. Milk the fucking nostalgia. You can't be like, hey, random guy who looks up mixology videos on YouTube, Dorgan is releasing soon this month. You better jump on Defo and pull Dorgan. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid as shit. But that's just one take. Final Asim says, "Hey guys, good evening. Maybe discuss this in the post show next week. What do you guys think of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock event? Thank you." Okay, that'll go in the post show if it gets discussed at all. So I'm gonna pocket that for now because that's not Defo related. CSAM says, "How has garbage time been affecting your interest in the game? I found I personally hardly visit Discords, miss my live streams, and just raffle stomp events with Garnet or the latest green Woo Terra these past 2 weeks. Even the global exclusive events just aren't that interesting, and I find it sad." CSAM, I thought you didn't believe in garbage time. I'm confused. I'm pretty sure I literally have a link to you arguing with Mark that garbage time doesn't exist, and we were belittling the efforts of new players. So I'm not sure how to respond to this. Mark, do you have anything here?
We do have those receipts, CSAM.
We have tons of receipts.
CSAM is in chat with us and says he has been converted to garbage time, and it is impacting his play. This, Amino and I were talking a little bit before the show. Last week was Holy Week in the Protestant and Catholic Christian faith. It was actually, this week is in Holy Week, Easter week, in the Greek Orthodox faith, Christian faith, and a lot of different. We had Passover, Ramadan. We had several other Hindi and other celebrations throughout the world, actually, over the last few weeks. But so in my line of work, Easter week, from Palm Sunday, which is Sunday, to Easter Sunday, which is Sunday, I had about 7 services over 4 days, all kinds of different things, lots of different moving parts. So it's a very, very busy, great, amazing week. And now I'm working extra hard because I'm going to be on vacation for a couple weeks here. So I'm trying to get everything done before that's happening. So this last month, and then obviously I had some big life stuff happening before that, which has taken a lot of time. But I've just been really, really busy. And so garbage time hasn't been impacting me really much because I've just not had the time to play the game. and it's not hit me bad one way or the other. I get on, I get a new character, I mess with that character, beat the event, fine. Obviously, I like the GL exclusive event a lot. There's a lot of things I still like about the game. I'm not quitting the game anytime soon. I still look forward to coming on here and making content for the game. I'm looking forward to Shinryu. I'm looking forward to FR era. I'm looking forward to that change in things. But we still got a couple months of this to go.
Sorry, small detour for Sweetwater Dream on YouTube. Just because it seems like a lot of people like discussing this. We can talk more about it in the post show. But he says, marketing is based on broad groups, not just FF players, but gamers in general are all profiled together.
Yeah.
So they aim at the broadest group possible to fish. As I said, Sweetwater Dream, I do believe. And again, it makes sense, right? Like if you only have so much to spend on marketing, you want to hit the people that you want to make your shots count instead of just like spraying and praying into the fucking ocean. You want to do aimed shots. So I really do think like targeted advertising is where it goes. But as for garbage time, the GL exclusive events are fun as shit. I actually engage with those. It's very easy to do challenge runs, I think. Things like Irvine and possibly this Thancred one and T8 or whatever we just had. It's one and done and moving on. The world is opening back up. There's a lot more shit to do, so I'm not really dwelling on getting my maximum mileage on DissidiaFFOO for better or for worse. This is a good pace for me, right? Like, check in 2-3 times a week for a couple of hours before bed. Like I don't give a lot of games that much time, so I'm perfectly okay with this. I'm not as enthused as like Mark, because Mark is saying like, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere soon." There have been a few times I have asked myself, "Do I really want to keep playing this game?" And I definitely have messaged Mark over the week saying, "Hey, vibe check. Are you still into the game? Are we going back to weekly podcasts after this?" I'm not sure. I'm on and off. Some weeks I don't think about DissidiaFFOO at all, and sometimes it's fun to do the event. But I don't know.
Tree Void says you just use Thancred in the event. Holy cow, he's garbage.
Thancred is so bad.
So
like
bad.
so like here's the thing. That's why it's so funny to me, right? Because CSAM's pushing back on the call out. He's saying, "I've been converted. Imagine someone growing, shocking, etc." But like this is the thing, like you've been listening to us for years. You should know that we do a lot of our research, right? We talk to a lot of people who live through this shit. We do extensive research. I did too much research. I used to write those fucking evals, and I broke down the math to characters. I do too much research. We have friends that we talk to regularly who've lived through this. And like when we say, "Hey, this is how it's gonna come," and then CSAM, who's a long-term listener, then fights back tooth and nail to Mark saying, "Bullshit, it's not garbage time, no such thing," even though, we've been talking about it and researching this game for years. It's like hilarious saying like, okay, well, clearly you who have not experienced or researched this think you know much better. That's why the call out and the jokes. But also like realize when we say Thancred's a piece of shit and DissidiaFFOO is devs are asleep this month, that's not it's a slight hyperbole. But no, like this is garbage ass shit. Irvine event is some garbage ass shit. Garbage time is real garbage. We still have 2 more months to go before the FR era. A lot of people were like CSAM who said there's like garbage time is the best era of the game, and a lot of them are now saying no. Actually, I realize I'm not. We just had Jack Zonas quit recently, saying, "Oh man, there's nothing to talk about because there's no content in the game." So many people doubted garbage time would be this boring. We're not even through. We have 2 more months, and people are dropping off like fucking flies. Like if you want to do zero research and then question the people who live for this game, this is my main income. This is all I do. Besides the 8 hours I have to dedicate to work, I live and breathe DissidiaFFOO. And you want to question this shit without doing your own research? I don't know, man. That's just, I'm not going to respect that time. That's just clowning, man. So like, that's why the jokes, Sam. That's why it's fucking funny. Mark, anything else before we move on?
No, I think that's it. We will take a little step here and then we'll do some polls. Looking ahead, the Squex community stream is the 25th. So check that out on Monday and we'll figure out if there's any surprises next month or if it's just Kieran and Snow more garbage time. Remember, this episode has been brought to you by Manscaped for all of your personal grooming needs. Manscaped.com, and if you use that promo code at TCCPOD, TCCPod, you get 20% off your order, whether you're getting the lawnmower, the Premier Collection, the Weed Whacker, any of their other personal care products, or some pretty cool apparel, underwear, t-shirts, good stuff. 20% off your order. Tell them Mino and Mark sent you. We have been converted as well. It may be garbage time in Defo, but it's not garbage time in our drawers.
Damn it, you beat me to it. Shit, I was gonna say that. Fuck.
Until next time, friends. We'll see you here in a couple weeks, not next week, but 2 weeks, to talk about what comes with Kieran's banner and what happened on the Squex community mobile stream. Good luck on all your polls. Stick around for the post show and we will pull on Thancred's LD. Goodbye. All right, we are in the post show.
I think we had a lot of stream hiccups there, but
yeah, it disconnected a couple times. I don't know what to do about that, but that's what it is. But we are live. All right, so let me do this. Don't think we'll probably stay on super long, but welcome. This is my Thancred LD, Maria LD. I don't have either of these banners. Got a free poll, got a daily. Mino, are you polling on this banner?
Yeah, I already finished. I pitied Thancred. Thank God.
There we go. So yeah, let's see. I'm using gems. And this will be the last gem banner of the month. So, see the free poll, the daily poll first. Wish me luck in chat. And nothing. And let's see what the free poll nets us. Gold orb. Gold orb. What can we get? We're shooting for Thancred LD. Thancred LD. I do have the burst, so that's not a problem. Thancred LD.
Unless you pity Mark, I think you're going to come out ahead of me in this.
We'll see. We will see. There you go.
You got it? All right. There you go.
All right, there you go. Thancred oh, crap. Thancred LD on the free poll. Interesting. Isn't it interesting?
I think you got like 65K ahead of me now.
Yeah. Wow. So three free multi-LDs and two pities and a near pity makes for a crazy schedule. But hey, good luck on all your polls. Don't pull Thancred.
It literally doesn't matter if we pity anymore.
No, like
I felt nothing when I pitied Thancred.
I'm like, no, I pitied I just pitied Irvine. I'm like, hooray.
580 G tokens for Steiner. What remember like
yeah.
And I still breaking even. Like we would have to pity almost 20 times in a row and not get any gems. So that's 3.5 months. We would have to pity 3.5 months in a row. And then obviously in those 3.5 months, you get enough for another 4 pities. So it is what it is. We're never going to lose. And statistically, pitying all of those banners is insanely low, right? So you're going to get a lot of gems back too.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, that's At the end of the month, I think I spent more gems than I brought in. How many gems are in a summon board?
450-ish.
No, the
Divine.
yeah, the divine boards.
No, sorry, I misspoke. 4,000.
40,000?
Wait, 40, yeah, 45,000, because you're also including the event itself in the co-op
Right,
that
right,
comes
right.
with it. Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, no, I spent more than I brought in, obviously, but when you have such a surplus, and if I was just playing, just kind of normally, not gemming every single banner, I could have, and or using tickets. I mean, it probably would have just worked out. So crazy, man, crazy.
the conspiracy theory in me thinks they wanted to put in the gem cap in GL during peak garbage time where nobody wanted these fucking characters.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the polls. We didn't even see how many people wanted to pull Irvine in. Dang.
Oh, I didn't even look. I assume.
Yeah, do we have that data? I kind of
Yeah.
want to see it. Oh, great.
Yeah, Irvine. Let me see. Irvine was across 13 servers, thanks to Quetzalma and Materiabot. 2 BT pities, 15 LD pities, 130 tickets, 96 skips. Wow. That's a lot of people pulling for Irvine. Thancred. This is across 8 servers. This is still new. 2 BT pities, 5 LD pities, 26 tickets, 83 skips. I'm surprised so many people were pulling for Irvine.
Is he an FF8 favorite? I don't remember him doing anything.
Apparently some people do really like him. He's lower on my list of FF8 characters, but yeah, some people do really like him, sure.
Anyone who pulled Thancred, can you tell me in chat why you like him so much? I don't understand it.
As a character or like in the game?
Everything. I don't know. Bishop says I had 1,400 tickets and was missing both LDs. Got Irvine LD and Laguna BT and 200 tickets. There you go. Congrats.
Congrats. Yes. Good job.
I like him because cowboys are hot.
Cowboys are hot. Yeah. No, that's fair. Who doesn't like save a horse, ride a cowboy?
Is that one of Raw's Southernisms, as he calls it?
Well, that's a country song. Save a horse.
So then, yes, okay, because all of Raw's Southernisms are just lyrics from.
They are lyrics from country songs. That is a country song.
You know, a symptom of garbage time is I haven't watched too many other content creators. I don't know if you're still.
I have not. I am caught up on Ranting Hour. But since that's only every other week, that's pretty easy. But yeah, beyond that, no, I am not. I've not had the time to catch up on a lot of stuff. It's not been. I mean, just this last couple of weeks. I mean, if there's been a lot of new stuff in this last couple of weeks, I have not caught up on it.
Yeah, understandable, BC. I still try to make every ranting hour, but to be honest, I used to make those live, and now I catch them in hindsight. So I still haven't watched this week's. I've fallen off the map with the live stream. I apologize to Raw and Somegi, but
yeah, I'm a couple behind on live stream.
But I don't think Somegi watches us, and I'm pretty sure Raw's passed out at this point. So
yeah.
But like I was curious how they handle garbage time. Like, what do they do for the episode of Irvine fight? Right? Like how even Raw can't pretend to fail that fight, right? Like that episode must have been less than 30 minutes. I don't know how they find the content. BC's doing a really smart thing where he's just having his listeners come up with his topic. That's pretty smart. I should listen to this week's. I remember they had a pretty interesting topic lined up. It was Oh, see, this could have been a good question. We just steal from BC, right? Because Ranting Hour comes out a day before us. We should just take the question that they used to discuss and add it to our questions. Like this question was asked by Theologica. I'm pretty fucking insulted that Theologica asked BC a good question, not us. These days, I find it harder to justify pulling for L only units unless they have
Yeah.
godly walls, or if their gimmick is hella strong. Majority of them are safely skippable. Does FR change this, or are BT plus FR units still miles above the rest? We could have tailored that. Like that is a good discussion topic. Like Mark, do you feel like LD only characters are just losers at this point? Where we
Oh,
are in jail?
BC's yelling at us because we're not in the
Oh,
post
oh
show.
yeah. Oh, sorry. He wants.
Here, we're in the post show channel. I'm going to go use the restroom for a second, then we'll continue. Go ahead, Mino.
Oh yeah. BC, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to you being fucking asleep at this point, or too
Just,
tired to join. So like we've been so lazy and not
but I
moving.
wanted to knock out the Thancred fight for him with the sleeps and do it in the morning.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's a very menacing brave attacks.
Dude, I'm glad you're joining us. This will revitalize my post-show enthusiasm a bit. But yeah, I was saying I didn't catch the Ranting Hour. Was it a pretty good one?
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially the asking people what they want to hear. I mean, it sounds obvious in hindsight, but much better
You
than just making stuff up.
TLDR it for me. What your consensus was on the?
As for pulling LDs, just pull meta shit until Shinryu. But I remember having this discussion with Mark like a week ago about how well do characters age going into Shinryu, and it's tricky because some characters get better by nature of a FR that fits their playstyle existing. Like Arciela, for example, I was able to run her with great success in the most recent fight in JP because she hits Yuna's condition of having a good special HP plus that batteries the party because I slapped the Pestle RF on her. So I just did her Descension HP attack and it batteried the party marginally, which hit the condition, but it also was a transformed HP attack. And I left Kane in the air and I just DPS like crazy with those two. So, I mean, before that, like I'd barely used RCL at all. And like these last 2 months, RCL has been a blessing for me. So it's more of a top down probably isn't the word, but it sounds smart.
I'm hoping you're right. Honestly, I'm going on faith of what you're saying. That
Foresight,
you
I
can
think,
make
puts another variable in the equation because you can be like, all right, now I like this character's FR, and I know these characters along the way are gonna help me meet that condition potentially. I mean, there's some good all rounders. Like I think Gladio, they managed to break Gladio again. Like Aerith, even without FR, I think is really good. So there's some really good characters, but I think knowing what you want to do with your force time, given that fights haven't really pushed back as much on certain things outside of elements, which is GG Iridia, by the way. I think it's what FR do you want to get, and how do you optimize that? Because if you're not optimizing your force time, your runs are going to take twice as long.
Yeah, I'm going on faith that you're saying it's going to be much easier to make challenge runs and
I
force
never
time.
said that.
Whoa! You said like
Excuse
yeah,
the fuck out of you.
you said oh sure you could meta stomp Shinryu, but it's also much
Now
easier.
let's not conflate challenge runs with
Much
not,
easier to make it more difficult for yourself.
Okay. So those are different. When you say challenge runs, I was leaning towards like TCC, no, whatever,
Uh-huh.
no. But if you want to engage with the fight, it's a lot. You can do that, I think.
I'm hoping so, but I know you have a lot of opposition in JP about like how it's still so easy to blow through fights.
Yeah, you
I
can.
know.
But I mean, you could Terra Young through stuff. You could Tifa through stuff. You could. What are the other meta? You could.
Renoa,
Lael,
right?
Kate, Selfie. You could Aranea. You could Tidus Core. There's some different variables in that, to be fair, but I don't know. I don't do it, and I've been enjoying myself. So
It's really I know a lot of people are really looking forward to the much hyped June tuning pass where they're going to introduce C100 and force boards, and supposedly this is another chance for them to kind of like reset everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
see.
I know I'm looking forward to that too. Still a while's off. It does suck, but
No, it's almost May, which means it's almost June.
so far.
It'll be here before you know it. I mean, we're 2 months out from Shinryu and Global.
Yeah, it's felt long, man.
It has
My
felt
my
long.
my only hope is that like we get a couple more GL exclusives between now and then. But I think you said like people were saying it
half the
picks up
fights
next.
next month are
Yeah, it
challenging.
picks up. Yeah.
So I think those fights. Mark, I tuned out when you said the next cycles. You started talking about the upcoming characters in the next cycles, and I cut out like right before you started talking about that.
I
But-
said this is peak garbage time. He said next cycle looks even worse.
And okay, so I didn't hear that. So this is my bad. So do you mind repeating what you said, Mark?
I said I didn't say this cycle. Mino was talking about cycle. I said this month. I said this month had some pretty good characters with Zach, Ramza, Laguna. I said I think those characters are stronger than the Kieran Snow characters as the BT characters. But in terms of this Laguna cycle and as we got to it, Irvine and Thancred, it's pretty rough, yeah. I mean, even Kieran's cycle, I mean, you just have a lot of good LD options there, and you have some interesting characters in Snow Cycle, obviously, with
I think
Cisne,
RCL is quite good.
Raging.
RCL Leo, I think.
Oh, yeah,
there's
RCL comes
better-
back.
Lisa's a turd.
Yeah.
Kadaj is actually really good. So those Kadaj sagas, those idiots are finally begging for it. They can finally get them.
Was that when he was fixing JP?
I believe so.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not confident about that, but I think it was.
Yeah, I don't remember when he got that change, but that was nice for sure.
Oh, and Cisne's next month too.
Yeah, Cisne is next month. No,
Yeah,
that's what I said. I think Cisne, but I mean, I don't feel like, Ramza and Cloud, or Ramza and Zach, obviously, I think are good investments. I'm not sure that I would be encouraging anybody to green Snow or Kieran at this point.
Yeah, Snow. I'm curious how people are gonna enjoy their BT overflow, whatever abuse memes for Snow, and then forget about it with Goldfish Brain.
Leo's a real good. J.A's asking how Leo is. Doesn't Leo have a real good LD call now?
Yeah, because the way Leo works is he has an aura, and this works as a call as well, that tacks on 10% of your HP cap to each HP attack you do.
Oh wow.
It doesn't scale with force, but it's just like an extra HP attack, kind of. So it's something? Question mark. In party, I don't know. Didn't try. But
I'm getting like number fatigue. Like I know they all make numbers go up in a unique
They all
way.
make numbers
Leo
go
and
up.
Snow,
it's
like-
an extra HP attack. It's an extra small HP attack tacked on.
yeah, it just stops feeling meaningful after a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Like people are so hyped for Snow to hit big numbers, but it's just like, dude, if we keep getting Irvine IWs, which we won't, I know,
We
but
will.
like imagine like wanting to flex that power in an Irvine IW. Like, I don't see the point. It's just ridiculous to me.
What you're not excited for the fifth iteration of Solo on Irvine's IW?
Joked about it when like Garnet and Ramza came out that everyone's gonna run their garbage character with Garnet and Ramza, but
It's
I was
happening.
not prepared. I was not prepared for how many people do it. Unironically,
I mean,
like,
you see that thing on the front page of Reddit? It's like a
I
peak
know,
Stas
oh my
damage.
god, it's not negatively downvoted either. Like,
Can't make this shit up because people can't make this shit up. I mean,
Oh my
what do you
God.
say to that? I mean, it's just gonna keep happening.
What is this on Reddit? I have to look here.
It was pretty funny. It was like peak Saz damage.
oh
And,
my god,
Oh,
Saz
Lord.
LD here. Put it on the screen. Saz LD hitting high with team and call support. Team comp at the end. to
team
see
comp at the end was my favorite part.
Oh
of that.
wow. Yeah, literally
35
Ramza,
upvotes. How is this not nuked?
Ramza,
and then-
Ramza, Garnet, Zaz. Oh, wow.
It's the meme right there.
Yeah, thank you for the team comp. I really needed that.
Didn't someone in Discord
Really needed
today
that.
also do a prompto in the middle of Garnet and Ramza and call it good team building?
Yep.
Wow.
Cell says
Oh, with
Leo's
selfie. Oh, Lord, come on.
yeah, with selfie.
Please.
Cell says no, Leo's extra HP damage doesn't scale with HP damage modifiers, including force bonus. Okay,
Yep,
so it doesn't
that's
scale.
important.
That's it's like set damage.
Yeah, it's like the HP damage version of Kate, which is a huge stretch. For explanation purposes, leave me alone.
Yeah, it's like that person who, fucking trashed you on Rydia. It's like it's so funny to see like
Did anybody actually read that?
I
I
read.
did,
That's
but
too
like
much. That's too much.
so like putting Prompto and Saws in the between Garnet and Roms is hilarious because they're like, why do people say they're bad? Look at how much damage they do. Hey, why don't
I
you
mean,
try
it's about
putting
to
it?
happen with Thancred.
Just put in
You know
put
that,
in
right?
like any other character. Put in like Machina, who's like 5 months old at this point.
Put in
You'll out
Freya.
damage
Fuck.
them. Yeah, they'll
Bro, yeah,
out
Freya's a good
damage
character that
your
we're
shitty
expecting next month,
character.
by the way.
Yeah, like
Freya's
oh my
actually really good. I forgot about her next month, but I think Freya and Kadaj might be the biggest sleepers next month.
no, Sal's saying Leo's gimmick doesn't age well. That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure he justifies this himself in the party.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting gimmick, but
Good
after
call.
like Laguna's thing I was arguing about, like I guess I know it's technically a new gimmick, but it's just more numbers, and that's what Snow and Leo feel like. It's just extra HP damage at the end
Yes,
there.
but
It's-
Laguna has man with a machine gun, so
yeah.
that's fair. The BT animation is pretty
greatest attack ever. I'm changing my sword to unique next month for Ciela and
Yeah.
Kadaj.
Yeah, Unique's a good investment. I'm going to have to switch to Unique at some point.
Oh yeah, do we get our? Didn't JP get the refund around Kieran? You said.
Yeah.
Reddit Karen.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, that's good. Himo and Chan Max only got 2 guns, so
Nice.
I get it. If you don't read and you skip all the tutorials, it is not intuitive. So I feel for you people.
But also we're pointing and laughing.
Rivik also reported in tried Thancred. Turbo sucks. I don't think I've seen a good thing about Thancred yet on the Discord.
I mean, you can talk to Alfie. I mean, Alfie was coping very hard. He was trying his hardest to make Thancred and he was like, I remember I talked to him specifically. I think it was on a ranting hour around the time. He's like, well, if there's content that demands a lot of brave shaving, and there wasn't. There just wasn't.
Like I said, I don't understand why you wouldn't just like Setzer it if you really needed to fucking brave shave. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
It's so bad. What was it? It's shit. We had something here in chat. Fuck no, I lost it. But Alfie's an FF14 fan. What do you expect?
he's also able to be honest about units. It's
Apparently
a rare
not.
quality.
Apparently not with Thancred, right? Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, he was hopeful. He knew it didn't look good.
Fucking 2 dumps this deep in. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
How do you give a character like Machina like close to 15 dumps and then release
Machina's
this
still
garbage?
Kicking ass.
I know, like it's insulting, really. Like who is one of the biggest gaming mysteries I'll ever want to know. Like fuck 343, I get it. They're super incompetent. I just want to know how decision making goes in Defo.
I would love to sit on their meetings.
Yeah, right? I would love like I just want to
Crazy
know.
guys.
I just want to know how many people design characters and fights and how often do they actually talk to each other. Because it really feels like you're in school doing a group project and everyone's just like, hey, we got a 5-page essay. Let's each do a page and throw it together and call that our
Completely
essay.
Incoherent.
Yeah.
Someone said someone said Cell is like real dad joke energy. What was it? God. Something about the fights taking or not having enough HP. I was trying to set up during this whole Thancred fight, and I did so much damage. I kept triggering the thresholds, and when I was trying to set up in the first place, and my Laguna gold buff fell off because I was trying to get it during his BT phase, but I just did too much damage.
Right?
Oh, we
And then
we forgot
was-
the
Go
piece de resistance, Mark. The Saz test was done on Ramu Lufenia Plus, which was like
No, you're wrong. It wasn't because
Oh,
Ramu
yeah.
doesn't have a Lufenia Plus.
wait, is it a regular Lufenia? Holy shit! Holy shit! It is a regular Lufenia. What the fuck? This is how does this, why is this not nuked? How does this have 35 upvotes? To quote, I believe it was Rivik. I hate this community. I hate this community so much.
The smart people aren't posting on Reddit. That's what's
Yeah.
happening. That's really all it is.
Yeah, that's
Everyone has given up.
that's rough.
I mean, half the threads on the front page are just gloss shit.
Machina. I mean, CSAM says how many other characters have Machina level dumps? We had Null, we had Locke.
Yep.
They all have like 10 plus dumps. Sid EX plus his reworked EX had like way more.
Hell, Zell is a better trend hogger than Thancred.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Zell. You got
I forgot about Zell, but I'd
Prompto.
definitely rather use him over Thancred.
Yeah, Prompto. I mean, like Anna Crow is cool. Anna Crow and Cat Lady Charlotta are cool. They don't have a lot of dumps, but their gimmicks make them hit similar numbers because they break HP caps so hard.
Did you guys see Yuna's FR, by the way?
Oh, no.
Your partner? Let me see.
Bart's.
What
Oh.
the fuck, Bart's? Why Bart's? I guess they both have
you'll see in
daddy
the
issues,
video.
right? Oh.
It's pretty cool what they did, I think. No bias.
Oh, by the way, the FR era, I'm gonna hate reviewing on the podcast. I'll be like, hey, some of these attacks have cool animations, and others are just what the fuck, right? Like they're both their
I
S1s
think
combined.
they've gotten largely better.
No, this is so cool.
Right? Right?
Oh my
They've been
God.
taking up the slack
Oh
lately.
my god. Okay, that one was cool. I remember the last one I thought was really shitty. Who was the last one? Let me see.
That would be Maria and
Yeah, Maria sucked ass. That was her and Trey's like
You're
regular.
fried.
Are
Excuse
you
me?
kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Dude,
The
those are
jumping
reused
and the
animation.
arrows? Oh, you're fried. That
That's
was cool.
reused animation. Doesn't Maria do a jump upside down shot
Yeah,
on her own
but it
already?
looked cool. But it looked
Oh,
cool.
no.
I like both
That's
characters. So we'll agree to
maximum.
disagree there.
That's maximum recycled animation. At least
Aye.
some of these recycled animations have like a new like particle effect or something. This is like
You're
nothing.
fried.
Nothing
You're
about
fried.
this.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you kidding me?
this is pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
That's really cool. Like I said, it
That's
feels
pretty
like
cool.
there's different people working on these things, and some people are great and experts, and other people are fucking idiot, like making less than minimum wage interns. I think the Maria Trey one's garbage.
Okay, we'll have to disagree. Maybe it's because I like both those characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Tree Void says also his LD sounds good at 6 dumps, but it's single target. What a joke of a
Crit sucks.
character.
Or stupid Thancred.
Or stupid Thancred indeed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think
Okay.
I don't know if I shared the theory, which is not even I didn't even entertain this first, but Beatrix is like the only. We said this on Ranting yesterday, but Beatrix is the only non-BT character left that doesn't have force boards,
Oh wow. Wow.
excluding Sice.
Yeah, they pushed.
Because we know she's gonna get.
They
Nightmare.
pushed through that real quick, huh?
Yeah, so I'm a Beatrix BT believer.
Yeah.
I feel like they're pushing through. This Shinryu's been super experimental. I think I told BC before too. It's like a Cosmos era.
Yeah.
They pushed through it fast because it was a dud.
It's been like 6 months.
Cosmos was August to January.
Yeah, about 6
4
months.
or 5 months. And but like yeah, they're already like teasing higher difficulties with 6-man and Spiritus, and we're already going to get a big. They're already saying there's going to be big things coming with C100 and Force boards at the same time, right? Like they're pushing this shit out. Which is only right. Again, I think Cam is the biggest mistake ever. I would be thrilled if they fixed Cam in GL. I honestly think it would be better for the game's health.
Oh
I really
man,
think
can you
people would pull
imagine?
more
Can you imagine
I don't think they can.
the initial crap fest that would be we not getting Cam the same way that JP got Cam? They should
Well,
just
I mean,
they should just not release him. I think
I
that's what
think
should
it
happen.
would. I think it would blow over just like when they didn't give us the same amount of
No,
rewards.
I
for
think it's
the,
I think it's the best
Yeah,
decision,
yeah.
right? Yeah, no, I
no.
agree.
I think BC was saying like, could you imagine the backlash? But I'm saying like, I don't think they give a shit because one, they released the entropy re-release without the extra gems that were bugged out. People
Right.
would have been pissed at that. Oh, we didn't get the same as GB.
That's not the same. That's not
that
even close to
blew-
the same.
and
That's
then
game
Terra-
balance versus a bug. Like
Terra and
that's happened with
Cloud.
like when the vein shop got bugged in JP and they just gave everyone the rewards again.
Terra and Cloud skipped the tuning pass GL.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
We didn't have
They've
as many
done it
Fridays,
before.
so
There was a lot of upcry when Cloud didn't get his rework, but
there's more
I don't
literal
think.
children.
Yeah, but I don't think like Squex gave a shit though. Yeah.
this would be a lot more impactful than any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's way different. I don't
I don't
think they
know.
do it.
I-
and also,
I-
you said I don't think they give a shit. I agree, which is why they won't change anything.
Well, right, yeah.
But it's got to be a money bottom line, right? Like I feel like if they're not fucking idiots, I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar.
Well, I mean, if they're not fucking idiots, is a giant assumption.
I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar, as I said on the podcast,
What's
that
your bottom dollar?
that fucking the Charlotta selfie banner sold like hotcakes because it was so difficult and so synergy biased. And then the Irvine banner, which didn't need Irvine at all, sold like shit. I'm willing to bet my bottom fucking dollar on that. I feel like it's a brainless assumption that harder fights sell more shit. It feels like that's been an
clearly.
established thing. Like
Yeah, that's who knows.
that.
Who
Like
knows?
it's ridiculous that they aren't increasing the difficulty at this point.
I agree.
So Yuna ticks up the force gauge when a character acts without having debuffs, and
she
when
has a debuff immunity aura on her.
And when-
Oh,
Thank
debuff
God.
immunity aura. That's
Yeah.
a cool tuning pass upgrade.
Thank God.
yeah,
The one horrible thing
Debuff.
about playing Yuna getting debuffed.
Does her BT rerun with this?
It should.
yeah,
That's
she
how
should
they've been doing all of them.
ET.
Yeah, I was wondering if the BTs are rerunning with the FRs so far.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They make a separate banner with they have one banner with the cycle BT and they have another banner with the BT character on banner.
That's really cool. That's really smart.
And so when there's free pulls, you get a chance of both. Just be a good player and get the weapon.
Yeah, get the weapons. Easy.
Yeah.
God, just severance me until the end of this fucking era, man. I'm looking forward.
You're gonna have a stroke on this fight. don't break. You know what? That's why they're selling Bankrupt. He won't do enough damage to trigger the thresholds when you don't want to.
There you go. I'll bring Thancred.
Oh fuck!
What a
Faust
mess
is
of a
here.
character.
Faust, don't pull Thancred. Like it's so funny, man. Like
pull Thancred.
FF14 fans, why do you guys want more characters? They're all fucking terrible. We're gonna get Thancred, and then we're gonna get Lise next month.
I also think Ishtola FR is due next month.
Can't wait for Urianger and Taro FR. Gonna be good.
Oh, they said Cross is saying Yuna's FR fight is the same fucking fight as her LD
Yes.
fight.
Yep. It is. It has a lot more thresholds though. So
fun.
but yes, it's the same boss.
Dude,
Just
that
when,
fight almost
when
made
XDeath
Ink
got
quit.
his BT.
That fight
it was
almost
the same
made Ink
fight.
quit.
And when XDeath got his level 90, the right gate of Transcendence was the same fight again. Can't make it up.
Oh man, I'm excited for June for you guys. Hopefully, it's a lot better because I know even if I might enjoy FR era, I know there's like JP tough guys who don't, right? Who every week on Discord and main core. I mean, Reddit and main core. There's so many people saying garbage time never ended, and JP they're still
Yeah.
just smashing the Shinryu fights.
I don't know. I kind of just tuned that out at this point.
I'm gonna pull Yuna later because I want to see what next week is gonna be. That's always smart on JP. I think let
That
the
is
banners
smart.
linger a bit.
But it's Yuna, so.
Oh yeah, no. We're getting that.
Yep. Frame 1.
I do think a lot of BTs and Shinryu have been interesting so far. I haven't super been looking. Like I'm pretty sure Kane's BT effect is pretty fucking generic.
Yeah, it is, but it's generic, but it's good.
I know.
Like
that's
I just used Kane on this recent fight. He's doing fine. He's like top 5 characters, I think, for Shinryu. So you won and lost at the same time.
Fuck, man. I know, right? Like I actually like Cam, but I don't know if I want to use him. Like it's rough.
I'm theorizing that it might be enjoyable to use him as intended.
Hmm.
You could just use him as a normal stun unit.
Yeah, C Cross is asking, would Mino like Cam BT plus even with how exploitable it is? I don't know.
I mean,
Cross.
because the thing is that the exploit is so specific that it's pretty easy to not do it.
Yeah, and at the very least, Cross, I'm still gonna fully invest just because it's Cam. Did Eldnarch get his FR yet? No, not yet, right?
Just 90.
There's still some hope. There's still some hope. Kane and Sabin are checked off the list. Jack Toto and Eldnarch coming strong, guys. Please, 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 please. Since this event is a raid, you can just solo co-op to get the same amount of points. Really?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
how this works.
What the fuck?
That's how raids work.
Yeah.
Why do I ever co-op raids?
Because
You shouldn't.
you do pay less attention.
Yeah, that's a good one. Who's synergy? That's Laguna. Dude, I hate this cycle, man. All the characters take forever. Laguna's animations take long. I don't like it.
Yeah, you better bust out
Oh,
those
I'm not a fucking fan.
balls.
Eld got C90. I don't give a shit. C90s usually suck anyways. That's I don't give a fuck.
There's only some like a couple exceptional C90s because the funny thing about the C90 meme, everyone gets better with C90. They've been reworking a lot of those gets better with C90s. Like Stella's got to rework anyways.
Right.
And Maria just got reworked.
Yeah, they're just getting reworked, right.
Yeah.
And then
so it doesn't matter. Like Yuna's getting reworked.
I know it really does feel like the reworks are coming rapid fire, right? Like
I think it's always they almost reach an equilibrium, but then something just fucks it up, and they gotta try again. If
Lagoon,
burst,
yeah, go ahead.
Down, yikes! You talking about the finisher or the if anyone burst phase isn't co-op, I just leave.
Yeah.
But Laguna's takes like twice as long because you fucking follow ups. Yeah.
Especially if he has the debuff active.
Yeah.
Thing got reworked. Thing except her debuff. Same with
Fang
Guy.
did get reworked. I forgot. I wasn't running her in any team specifically, so I didn't care.
Yo, oh yeah, I get to show off Thancred in co-ops. I should do that. Buy a base ultimate
I
weapon.
hope Somegi got Thancred. Because I know she's got a dagger 5 out of 5.
Oh wow.
No, I know she's skipping. I was yelling at her yesterday because she's like, "Hey, entering LD era, I didn't even have enough gems to pity, and now I'm over 600k." And you can see her polls in the Frog server, and then I'm just like, "Spend that shit. You're never gonna run out. You're hoarding now." And she's like, "Why would I pull on characters I'm never gonna use like Irvine and Thancred?" So she's gonna be. I hope she becomes what she hates, which is me. I hope she surpasses 1 million gems and then never spends it down, and it's all for nothing. I wish that curse upon all of you.
Yeah, I'm over 1 million gems in both versions now.
That's so sad. That's worse. That's twice as worse as the situation as I'm in.
Yeah, double million gems.
It's such a first world problem, but pulling's not exciting for me right now because it's a foregone conclusion, and the characters suck ass. Fuck Irvine. Fuck Thancred. Like why am I even spending resources?
Hey, yeah, I
Hey,
do think the
Karibo.
characters next month are fun.
What's next month? Let's see. Let's take a look.
And a crow. No, Jesus. Wow, that was unironic. I wasn't even trying to joke there. Christ, I'm tired. Arciella, fuck you all, by the way. Arciella.
Yo, you're
and
milking that
Vaughn-
too much. This is a fucking Streisand effect. You keep saying it's not funny, so people keep repeating it.
God, brain fart.
Kieran,
What was it?
Kieran,
Yeah, I got you.
Leo.
I got you. Kieran
And-
looks boring as shit. He has the most generic BT effect I've seen in months.
Yeah, standard Orobot, nothing exciting.
Yeah, that he seems really fucking boring.
Just
Leo
does
is
good- he does
Leo.
good damage. That's his draw. He does good damage.
Leo's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Seymour's kit, on paper, I've been studying these characters, and on paper, it seems fun. But I know that in JP, his reception was not great. I'm not sure why, because it seems like he gets an extra
boss
follow-up,
HP started going up again.
which means he gets a bigger window to do his thing, right?
But he also gets a bigger window to eat shit in the first half of the fight.
I want to mess with Seymour a lot. Maybe call in the friend early until 80% and then get him back in. But like I thought, like he snowballs even harder now. His LD gives now an additional follow up and stronger debuffs as the boss gets lower. That's gotta be cool, right?
Oh, I mean, just because he feels like someone put it perfectly earlier. I think in the JP channel, and it was like Seymour is unviable above 80%. He's average above 50%, and then he's good below 50%.
Oh right, he gets better
Oh,
the
you're talking-
less HP the boss has, right?
Yeah,
I saw that conversation. That was about FR though.
I think it's still
and-
true. I mean,
Yeah. I want to know if it's still true because the FR one was interesting because they're saying like he does really good damage under 50 in FR, but there are people out there doing even better without the same conditionals, which makes sense.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like we said, if you're gonna put conditionals, he better outperform everybody.
The theory right now is that when if we get another boss HP spike and we're consistently doing 2 forces, then Seymour is going to be like a godly second force, but also Seymour in the party above 50 is going to feel like dog shit.
He's got a
Go
good debuff though too now, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. HP damage up that scales based on his own thresholds.
Right.
So 10, 20, 30. Boss 80, 180, 50.
Yeah, so that's a nice end phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get Alphino. I'm not sure how I feel about him. What's his LD do? Is it just the additional poison sap?
It's poisons that tick individually on bosses.
Just takes a while. Isn't Alpha now every time you use him, it's like just 40 minutes?
He
to
doesn't
your
use him.
runs?
He doesn't use him. That's how he is.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't use his namesake. He doesn't like doing it.
I'm pretty sure he did a lot when he came out, right?
No.
Hmm.
He didn't. He didn't.
Okay. Then you got Snow, which I'm sure people
You
will
forgot
like.
Waka. Wow, Blind Eye is
Dude, these
molding
I
right
don't
now.
pay attention to C90 reworks.
Blind
like
Eye
I said,
is, but you got to do it for Blind Eye, man.
What does Waka get
I
at
don't know.
C90? Okay, then I don't
don't
give a
know.
shit. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Lise, I don't remember what her LD does, but I remember
Bad.
looking it up and being underwhelmed for
Bad.
sure. Freya LD.
Snow is a good BT effect outside of the cheese, which is not realistic for most players.
Freya LD, you piped up for me.
Yeah, off turn heals and the whole delaying herself, so she doesn't do as much damage as King, but she's got the party armor and the utility.
Oh yeah, she has the double jump too.
And
Yeah.
Freya wins by being good for hard fights. That alone gets her a W in my book.
Raijin LD.
The Sephiroth fight, I think she's good on the Bahamut. She's good for the first couple Shenryu, as an off-turn unit. Yeah, so Freya gets W. 9 is 9 gets really 9 becomes the best shielder, I believe, because his shields are based on damage, but he gets more HP attacks, so his shields get even bigger.
Raijin LD is I'm guessing pretty okay.
The LD call is broken. That's like a Kurasame level call.
Cisne, I'm sure the servers will lag on Cisne night
Yeah,
because she's being hyped up.
his debuff is Reno's Pyramid, but it doesn't go down if the enemy doesn't attack.
Redbeard Elite says, I found 2 reasons why Yuna and Bartz were paired for the FR.
It's
Please let us
Jumbo
know.
coming.
Damn it!
Oh.
No spoilers. Please let us know, Redbeard. What are the 2 reasons?
Yeah,
I know people say Prish is whatever, but I like her.
Good.
I like her effect. I like doubling brave hits and tripling her own. I think that's really cool.
Prish a ton because he didn't
Yeah,
Tifa.
I think Prish is cool. Lulu's trash.
Yuna, I will say as a Yuna fan, Yuna doesn't stand out as much as she did with C90.
Like, I really think rerun characters are just not worth mentioning unless you're like Selfie or something.
Cella's also C90 is also forgettable. Yeah, Lulu garbage. Shulk barely got anything.
If anyone's whatever, it's honestly Sephiroth.
How dare?
Yeah, that's the revival of Edaroth. That's literally what's going to bring Ink back to the game.
Hey, all those Jegrin fans are going to eat, right?
Oh, right, yeah, because he gets broken at C90, right?
Yeah. Jegrin C90, man.
Dude, Octaslash has 8 HP attacks. That's a good button to press.
Man, I can't wait for the Jegrin fans to start pinging me in Discords.
Right. Yeah.
Look at me.
Sice, I'm going to actually use her this time.
Gonna figure out what she does.
I know now.
Sice too. Sice is whatever. I agree with Cross.
How
Better
dare.
see those Sephiroth and Sice runs.
How dare. I will be running Sice. How dare. I understand now. Plus, I paid for the Ultima course, so
Nice.
I can add the flexibility, and I know how Force works. I know how she works now. Just took a while. That 4 to 8.
Redbeard says both Yuna and Bartz had heroic fathers and lost their parents at a young age. Yep, I think that's probably exactly why.
What about Tidus? Tidus also had a heroic father that he lost at a young age.
Yeah, they should have done Yuna and Tidus.
Bartz doesn't have an FR
What about
yet.
Cecil? Didn't Cecil also have a heroic father he lost at a young age?
Cecil, no, you're thinking of Theodore.
Yikes.
Didn't Cain die early on? Disappear.
What about Terra? Didn't she have a heroic father that died at a young age?
Is this just an anime trope?
Yeah.
Or a Disney trope, because that happens in Disney.
No, opposite of Disney trope. Disney's they lose their mothers.
Or both parents. No, there's a lot of fathers dead. Think of all the evil stepmothers, like this evil stepmother trope in the original Disney movies.
There's there's Cinderella. That's it.
Cinderella, Snow White.
Snow White. Oh yeah. Okay.
The evil queen.
That's 2.
The evil
that's 2.
queen.
That's 2. That's it. That's all you got. I can hear dead moms. Here we go.
Jesus.
There's lots
Aladdin.
of moms.
Aladdin.
No,
that's
Jasmine's
both parents. Jasmine's dead mom.
Okay, I was gonna say Aladdin's both parents are gone. Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. Belle's dead mom.
Yep.
Ariel from Little Mermaid. Dead mom.
Dead mom. Yeah. You know how she died?
How?
Ariel's mom was killed by fishermen.
Sucker.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's why he hates. That's why King Trident hates humans so much.
That like I'm just imagining that is. Yeah. I want to laugh so hard because imagine being a mermaid getting bodied by fishermen.
Yeah.
That's.
Fucking. I know there's a lot more. Fuck, I had him at the tip of my tongue. There's some dead moms here. All the girls have dead moms. Shit. Whatever. But Disney dead mom. That's the thing.
5 + 2.
Bambi. Thank you, Raylos.
Did you guys talk about Will Smith yet?
No.
No, should we? Are we gonna? I
Don't
feel
put
like
your
this
hands
is
on
like
people for telling
politics.
jokes.
You told me never bring politics.
That's not politics. That's
This
don't
feels
put your
like
hands on people.
this feels as volatile
No.
as politics. This is pretty
No,
controversial.
there's nothing
I don't know
Don't put your hands
what's
on
there to
comedians.
talk about.
What is there to talk about?
One grown ass
It's
man
made a lot of
smacked
memes.
another grown ass man.
All
I've
I
read that
know,
news.
all I know is that both the Academy and Will Smith keep pointing fingers at each other, and they both look stupid as shit.
Yes.
All right, because for weeks they kept pointing fingers at each other to absolve themselves of blame. So the Academy was just Will Smith's just like nobody like the Academy must have approved because they didn't try to remove me. And then the Academy was like, no, we sent security to remove Will Smith, but he refused to leave. All right, well, I mean,
That's bullshit.
I know, yeah, that's
Yeah,
not how it
that's
works.
bullshit.
That's not how
Yeah.
it works, first of all. And then, and then the Academy was like, Will Smith, you're banned for life from the Academy Award, or 10 years or whatever. And then Will Smith's like, I resigned from the Academy anyways because, I feel like, yeah. So like they both look fucking idiotic at this point, that's for sure. And the fact, it's really stupid.
Don't hit comedians.
I just think,
or anybody on stage.
yeah, are we
seems
giving
seems like a bad.
Yeah, are we giving our takes? My take is basically one person did something worse than the other. Will Smith literally broke the law, and that is way worse than telling a joke. Because so many people try to like slam.
And not just telling a joke, by the way. Chris Rock telling a joke.
Yeah. Like so many people are like saying Smith did nothing wrong because if he didn't hit him, it would be encouraging people to make fun of disabled people, which I think is the dumbest fucking
That's
copium in the world.
Insulting to people with
That's the dumbest
actual
copium in the world.
disability.
That's the dumbest copium in the world.
Yeah,
Bro,
no, that's
Alright.
she was bald and she was rocking it well.
yeah.
Yeah,
like-
Also, you know what? The worst part is, like, what's wrong with G.I. Jane? Huh?
Exactly. Like that was
Yeah.
such a tame joke. It was like, "Hey, Jada, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see ya." Like that's it.
Like
really?
he could have said, like, you look like I just pulled you out of my ear, like on a Q-tip. Like there's actual horrible things he could say, and because you saw him afterwards, and he's like, oh, I could go there, but he didn't.
Yeah, like does this even count as like an alopecia joke? Like
It
that's
doesn't.
just a
I'm
haircut.
pretty sure he
That's just
didn't.
a haircut.
I sure didn't know, but now I want to make more. It's like
That's
like
the haircut.
it's like,
she want-
okay,
yeah.
you can like me not talking about Rydia, but when you send me a dissertation about why I'm wrong for saying Rydia sucks, now I'm going to make fun of her more. And the amount of Jada jokes that popped off after it's the how do people not know about the Streisand effect in the current year? It's actually insane. Because we're still talking about it. Will Smith has cemented himself, especially because why would you ever get on the wrong side of comedians? Comedians, if usually are very protective of one another. All the comedians with actual backbones stood up and they're like, no, like this isn't good, and they all started trashing him straight up. Because I follow a lot of comedians. I love comedy, and you don't hit comedians. If you don't like the joke, just leave. Just like if you're playing a game you don't like, you don't go to Reddit and you don't start crying about it. You just do something else. And it's incredibly whack to do stuff like that.
It's bad enough that people it's bad enough he hit someone in public, and to quote BC, all the people cheering him on are people who have never dealt with violence in real life, probably.
Yes.
Like saying like, yes, you go, Will Smith. The right answer was to sucker punch this guy on national television. These people, most of these fucking people are like fucking losers who've never been in a fight, are nerds, right? Like who like
you imagine if like Chris got knocked out and got permanent injury.
Yeah, okay, so that's one. The second, so punching someone's wrong in the first place because you can get fucking locked up. That's one. All right, like people are saying, oh, it's equivalent exchange. First of all, you'll never go to jail for telling a joke.
No,
you will go to jail for
hitting
laying hands on someone. That's one. The second thing is these are both big time celebrities. They know the game is press, and sucker punching someone on national television is another whole thing entirely, especially since they're famous and in the tabloids all the fucking time.
Also, one of the greatest comedians of all time who told a light joke.
Yeah, already, like from this.
Who joined? Necklord?
Chris. Chris.
No.
Chris Cross.
Oh,
Chris Cross. famous rapper.
Yeah, already, like from this whole event, Will Smith is getting terrible fucking press, and Chris Rock is coming out looking like a saint. So already you've lost that war too. Like, I don't know, it's just a disaster all over, times 10 because you're a celebrity and your whole career is about appearances. But Cross, did you have something to say about this?
I was going to say that the whole the thing about how people, like you said, like people were saying like Will Smith was in the right for doing that stuff. I definitely did not agree with that at all, because the joke Chris Rock made, right? It wasn't that offensive, right? It was just like a light joke. It wasn't offensive at all. And then he took that as like a personal attack. So when he went up there and he hit him, I was so baffled by that. And people were just saying, "Oh no, Will Smith was in the right for that," and I'm like, "No, he definitely wasn't," because there's
that's a sucker punch too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just.
Well, would there be any the same people that were saying that? Some of the same people would be okay with this. I was going to say, because the last president we had literally made fun of people with disabilities. If somebody walked up and smacked him during a press conference, they would be dead because the Secret Service would have killed them. But yeah, there would have been people.
Yeah, if they've told a single joke, and the worst part is Will Smith is bigger than Chris Rock, so that's he's got he wouldn't pull that shit on a basketball player or something. If LeBron said, "Wow, your wife's hairline's worse than mine," would Will Smith go there and slap him? No, because Will Smith would just die. He knows better. So it was almost like a bully tactic too. I don't. Man, it's not like if it was in the streets and you're trashing someone random. The context is important here.
No,
I'm
this
not gonna
isn't.
walk up to some 6'6" dude and say "Yo, your wife looks like G.I. Jane," because I might die. Is it justified? No, but could I have planned better? Yes, but the context is he's at a award show where his job is to insult people, and they know this, and they sat up front. They always do this. This is the most predictable scenario, and he said it's just violence is not okay, period.
No, right. Yeah. This is in a controlled environment where there are clear expectations.
Talk to him afterwards, bro.
If you were a grown ass,
go on Twitter, go on Twitter and say, "Come on,
if
Chris."
You gotta yell in that moment, just yell and say say one more thing, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Exactly.
That'd be better than doing it.
Snatch the mic from him. Or just say it's not fucking cool. I don't know. But the thing is, if you're a grown-ass adult and you think the proper response to anyone making you angry is fucking violence, you are not an adult. You are a fucking man-child. If you think violence is the answer. You've been watching too many fucking animes in your mom's basement if you think violence is always the answer. Serious.
That's how we make friends.
You could end somebody's life on accident like that. People die from falls.
Oh yeah, no,
shit like that.
Blunt force trauma to your head can cause serious damage. Especially if you're Will Smith's a big guy, man. Even an open-handed slap, Will Smith's a big guy.
Yeah. And Chris Rock is not.
And Chris Rock is not.
It's ridiculous.
Little Chris.
Oh, he got great press for it though. He handled it like an adult.
Yep.
For sure.
Chris handled it well. Yeah.
Sounds
and then Will Smith here not doing so great, which makes sense.
I hope
Did you have another topic, Cross? I remember you had several things to say.
Oh, did you guys hear about what happened on Twitter with Johnny Depp?
On
I guess we're just doing celebrity gossip post show now. Yeah, you mean the hearing stuff? Yeah, why don't you recap for the audience?
All right, so Johnny Depp got into a abusive it was more so his girlfriend. I think it's I forgot what her name is, but yeah. His wife, she abused him, right? Yeah. And I'm not gonna post it in here because it's actually disgusting. But she managed to literally cut off one of his fingers while she was like, she hit him with like a glass bottle,
She sliced
and like
it open,
she managed.
right? I don't think
Yeah,
she cut his finger. She sliced
Yeah.
his finger open.
I thought she cut it off.
Through a bottle is what I heard, and that sliced off the tip of
Yeah, it sliced
his
off the tip.
finger, and that's why they had
Disclaimer,
to.
everyone go double check your sources because we don't have the full story.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted to say
Yeah,
that. I wanted to say that before Cross continued. It's just that like so far this trial is he said, she said.
Oh yeah,
100%. It's all recordings. It's all just things they're both saying. There's been no solid evidence, so I'm not going to come out and say Johnny Depp is blameless yet. But right, like yeah, no, like both, like that Amber Heard is not innocent. That's for fucking sure. But go ahead, Cross.
I like how I mentioned that, and you posted it a little earlier.
Yeah. You don't read.
Yeah,
You
but
don't.
I think the pooping on his bed was the
Revenge poop.
The revenge poop.
That's how you know you're an adult, because when you get mad at someone, you poop on their bed.
poop
Like
on
that's,
their
that's
bed.
how you get them back.
Like-
That's how you get them back.
You didn't hear that part of it, Cross?
No.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, where this was after they had a big fight after her birthday, and she was at Coachella or something, and he was going to Johnny Depp was going to go to their place where they cohabitated and and pick his stuff, and her bodyguard or whatever is like, dude, you can't come here. And Johnny Depp's like, what? You mean this is the perfect time for me to come there and get my stuff? And he's like, dude, and he sent him a picture of like her shitting all over his bed. I don't know why that would prevent him. He's like, just don't sit in the shit, man.
What the?
Yeah. So, but she said it was the dogs.
I didn't hear about that.
she said it was the dogs. Johnny Depp's like, well, the dogs don't shit that much. Like yeah. So. It's crazy. I mean, and I've been, I work with domestic violence. I have children who are survivors of domestic violence. I actually work on a task force with domestic violence prevention here in my community. So it's something I'm very passionate about. But I've been witness to a lot of relationships which were plenty violent against each other and super toxic and needed to end. For both partners, like, obviously plenty of situations where one person, usually the male in the situation, was abusive and people needed to get out. But yeah, I've been witness to a lot of relationships that were just toxic from the get-go, or ended up being toxic because the relationship went on way too long, without some healthy steps to make things better, and it just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not fun. People throwing shit at each other and shitting on each other's beds. I mean, who hasn't done that?
Heard saying terrible things for years. So these recent developments are question mark to me, because I've known this was terrible for a while. I just didn't think anything would ever get done of it. But I guess shitting on a bed was enough to crack open the news again.
Yeah.
As Ross said, that's just a Saturday night where he lives.
Yeah. No, that's
like
right.
I'm not gonna, like, people are gonna be like, oh, celebrities are crazy. I feel like lots of normal people are this.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The problem
100%.
is just that celebrities are always in the news, right? Like, so you always hear about their shit. So it's sad that all the dirty laundry is fucking airing out, right? Gross.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of people that
dirty laundry.
Oh. Yeah.
Ew.
There are a lot of people that slap each other. There are a lot of people that beat each other up on a regular basis.
Goes back to the Will Smith. Some people are a little too comfortable putting their hands on other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it just feels like when you make it big time, you should be more aware of your fucking actions, right? Like, you learn your actions have consequences.
No, but it's the exact opposite, isn't it? The more money you have and the more fame you have, the more shit you get away with. And
Yeah.
so you get this inflated ego of like, I'm a golden god. I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm fucking Will Smith, man. I can lay hands on whoever I want.
It's true, right? Like nobody
The
even
Fresh Prince.
No security came whatsoever. He was still there for another few hours.
Right, he walked up to the stage.
Got a standing O. Yeah, he walked up to the stage.
Smacked a man.
Long slow stroll across. Nobody tried to stop him. He hit him. Went back to his stage. Nobody tried to stop him. Came up 15 minutes later. Got a standing O. And then went up and got an award.
Yeah, no Constitution, whatever, bruh. Drives me nuts.
Literally,
they just let it happen.
Literally got an award 15 minutes later. I even forgot about that. Right? Like seriously, we gave him an award. Yeah, I didn't watch it live, so
I didn't either.
Oh wow! Because I never. Why would I watch it?
It was an insane headline. Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. Huh? Yeah. What? Excuse me? No way. That's Twitter making stuff up. It's an edit. Wait, it's real. Wait, wasn't it staged? No, it wasn't.
No, well, right. Yeah, no. It was a real thing that happened.
And then the memes happened.
Yeah, Indolent Lars reminding us of Ezra Miller just recently arrested for throwing chairs at people.
Oh yeah, I heard about that like really early, like earlier this morning. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Gia Cat Nguyen says, I had not heard of Johnny Depp getting his fingertips sliced off. Did he replace them with scissors? I actually don't know. I do know that. I do know that that's the reason. I think they said that production on Pirates of the Caribbean was stalled.
Well, he got kicked off of the Harry Potter film, which is
I get into that. He says he's a victim of cancel culture, and I can't disagree because literally once Amber Heard accused him of abuse and there was no evidence, everyone was against him, and he got fired from everything. It does kind of suck if these allegations are not true. That yes, Amber Heard just had to say something, and on hearsay, he got his career's over. That's why he's suing back right now, right? Because for defamation. Like insane that just by word of mouth you can end somebody. That is pretty fucking scary.
Well, yeah, it's lose-lose for him at this point. It'd be interesting to see what his lawyers, if his lawyers said he needed to do this, or if he wanted to do this, because at this point, is there any like just take your millions of dollars and go retire in wherever he was living, France, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. What Indo said in the chat. Depp said he's never coming to Pirates films. He's not doing them anymore.
Yeah.
After that whole
if they kick me out on some bullshit like that, I'm never coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
absolutely not.
Cancel culture sucks.
Like a lot of people, it really sucks because a lot of people throw out these things as excuses, like, oh yeah, see, you know how like there's disgusting takes like, oh, it's so hard to be a man now because a woman can falsely accuse you of rape and end your whole life or something. Obviously that's bullshit. And same with like, oh, cancel culture. A lot of people do terrible things and get canceled and blame it on cancel culture. Like that woman in the Mandalorian or something.
Yeah.
The Holocaust
what was
never
that
happened.
one?
She
Gina
likened being a Trump supporter as being a Jew in a Holocaust.
Yes, she literally.
What?
Yeah, she literally
being
said
a Trump supporter.
Yep.
You get crucified in America just like the Nazis did the Jews during the Holocaust.
Yeah, she did make that comparison. She called conservative Republicans just basically Jews in Nazi Germany that persecuted as much. Which is you can't do that, Gina. I love you. Great role, but that's just.
And then she blamed it on cancel culture. Like I said, there's people who falsely believe in these things.
Some things have consequences. That's
and
not
they
cancel
use-
culture. That's
yeah,
those
they,
are
they
consequences.
use these things to say that like, oh, things are bullshit. But it's things like this Amber Heard case and stuff that really supports. It adds fuel to the fire.
The worst part is it makes like legitimate
Yeah,
accusations.
exactly.
Oh, yeah,
It's
right.
just- it's-
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes it
Exactly.
worse for people trying to actually get help. Because
Yeah, it
it's like
sets
the
everyone
juicy
back.
Smalley whatever fucker lying about getting jumped by racists at 2 a.m. in
Yeah,
fucking
Oh,
Queens,
yeah.
Chicago
Right.
at a
Yeah,
subway. Come on, bro. No,
What?
Yeah,
I'm mad
oh,
people
that-
believe that.
yeah, that
Nobody
was-
is out. No black man is like I knew that was bullshit immediately. No black man is
No.
out getting subway at 2 a.m.
No,
in the cold.
no,
Fuck you
definitely
mean.
not.
not during the not in
Definitely
winter.
not.
Not in winter.
No, it's just bullshit. That's someone trying to abuse it. So
And-
trust but verify. I forget what that's from, but just listen to people and make sure it's true. Why can't we just hear everything out?
Yeah, it's
People just love jumping to conclusion.
oh. Wow. What else? What's Prince Harry been up to? I don't.
Is that England?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, he's in
Apparently,
America,
You
right?
mentioned Goose.
Harry and Meghan are in America right now, right? They live,
I don't even know
live
what
here.
they do. What is their purpose?
They
To
left.
exist?
The royals. I don't know what their purpose is. But they left.
Don't they just inbreed?
Yeah, Harry and Meghan left. They're no longer part of that. They live here now, and it's a problem. Yeah.
Why?
Problem?
Right, yeah, because they left the whole like royal court, and now they've been saying shit about how racist everybody is, and how often, right?
Is anyone surprised?
Because it's true, and how worthless all that. So, and everybody hates Meghan, because she's black or half black. I don't remember what her heritage is there, but yeah. So it's been a whole thing.
It is racist, right? Like we don't have Goose or Necklord or multiracial here to confirm, but like, what is the point of British royalty at this point, other than to be celebrities?
No, right. I mean, you're right. They're kind of like
It is bullshit.
Lion would give you an answer, but he's too fucking high to.
Yeah,
like,
he's
respond.
always
Is
always
he
high.
again.
It's always high.
He is.
Dude,
Yeah.
apparently, like he's stockpiling the fucking codeine he got. Like his surgery.
He has an IV drip of codeine. Like,
Yeah.
he's like Bane with the shit, bro.
His surgery was like 2 weeks ago,
He's
but
just-
apparently he's stockpiled enough for like
He's
months. and
permanently
months,
high, dog. It's
Yeah.
I wish I could be on that level. Man, what a guy! What a guy! You want a source for that? I made it the fuck up.
Too much reefer.
Made it the fuck up.
Too much reefer, kids. Don't do the well, everybody's doing the reefer now. It's legal. It's fine.
Allegedly.
It's fine.
It's legal in like apparently in
fine.
less states than I thought, right? I mean, it's legal in like Cali and New York, which are
Like,
the only places that matter. But I think it's still less
75% of my relatives are dropping gummy candies like it's, Halloween. When do you eat candy? Easter is when do you eat gummy candy? I don't know. When you're at the truck stop.
We had a few questions. I thought we were gonna get through them all, Mark. We only had like 2 more. We had time for it. They were relevant. Like this one's an Easter question. This one was
fuck Drop Man right here. First of all, yeah, Drop Man.
Can you
this
read
is
the question first?
yeah,
Can you read the question
yeah.
first?
Drop Man says Reese's peanut butter egg or Reese's peanut butter cup. First of all, this is like
Why is that?
no.
Obviously
This
peanut butter
is
cup.
yeah. This is
Cup.
yeah. This is a half-assed cardinal question because the real Easter candy is the Cadbury Easter egg, and I mean, why the hell are you even having a Reese's peanut butter cup in the shape of an egg on Easter? Eat a Reese's peanut butter cup whenever the fuck you want. You put them in the freezer; they're freaking delicious. You mix them up in ice cream; it's a great treat. It's not an Easter food. We shouldn't be talking about Reese's peanut butter cups. You eat the Cadbury Easter egg. That's the only Easter food that's worth talking about. I'd also accept jelly beans around Easter. Easter's a
Jelly
good
beans, gross.
time for jelly, like good jelly beans or made jelly.
Did you see? There was this amazing troll post last week on Reddit that blew up to the front page, and somebody said the best way to eat jelly beans is to swallow them whole. That way,
Hey, yo.
That
what?
way-
Hold
that
on.
way, that way you can eat them without tasting them because they're the worst candy. And like that thread blew
What?
up.
That is amazing. That is truly amazing.
It's nice.
I mean, my take on the eggs is I don't like the Easter chocolate eggs because that harder like chocolate shell is garbage.
Hmm.
I don't like it.
Infamous Element says something about how he's been playing Awaken Chaos Era for 2 months now, and it's great. And he's spent money, but he's free to play, and it's great. And we should play it. I'm not.
I don't need another gotcha.
I don't assume. I'm glad, and I hope Infamous Element is listening and he keeps us posted. 6 months from now, a year from now, how things are going. I'm always glad to hear about another. I didn't have any connection to it, so
Play Genshin.
yeah, play Genshin. You even did a Genshin video, didn't you? Just
I did,
recently,
I
yeah.
uploaded
Oh, gross! Did it do well?
No, of course not. It's not a Genshin
really?
channel.
Scott.
Oh,
I mean, you can get there. You can get there later.
I
in
don't,
the
I don't want to. Fuck that. No, I just did it for fun.
That's fair. I was gonna so I know In responded to that because Infamous is like 2 months in now, and In's like that's baby time, which
Yeah.
I agree. Like, of course you're not gonna hit any paywalls 2 months in. It takes a little longer. They hook you for longer, and then In saying like he's played tons of gacha, and it all seems pretty typical to him, and like wait till you're deeper in, then talk about like paywalls and shit.
Yeah, think about the first 2 months of Defo. like there wasn't super challenging content or anything. I mean, a lot of these games you have to build up a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreeing with Cross. I don't want to play another fucking gacha, but also like I've already checked out Ace for a while. I'm gonna say no automatically to any game with a stamina system. Sorry, Genshin and BC.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
think stamina systems are fucking stupid.
Wait, Genshin has a stamina system?
Oh yeah.
Better reason
I
for
mean,
me not to play that game.
you can run around in open world, but a lot of the level of materials.
Yeah, you
have
can
stamina.
play.
So you can play the
whenever.
story for as
Oh,
long
at
as
least you
like.
can play. But
Yeah,
other
no.
games like Ace, like you need stamina.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Genshin's a
no.
lot better that you can actually play the game and walk around and have fun, but do your dailies and stuff. But yeah, there's other games that are just hard shut down.
The stamina locked. Yeah.
Yeah, like all of these games have like PvP and like hardcore competitive scenes too. So if you're not maximizing your stamina, if you ever let that overflow, you're losing.
Oh yeah, I never
Oh,
let my
right.
Genshin resin overflow ever.
But that's not even like PvP focus, right?
No, it's not. But I mean, I'm always broke.
It's so stupid. And then but also just like yeah, man, like I checked out Ace. I've played a lot of gachas too. I know that like the stamina system sucks, and I know that at higher levels you need a million dupes to do anything. I checked out. I mean, like, yeah, sure, it looks okay. It looks better than most, but just don't play gacha games, guys. Please,
Yeah, really.
like spend that money on like. I've been playing tons of quote unquote regular games lately.
Yeah, I've been playing Tactics Advanced too lately.
Oh,
And-
Oh,
and
really,
Gunvolt.
dude?
Shout out to Cross, put me on
I love
Gunvolt.
it,
You know,
man.
did you get the Gunvolt games yet? I told
Not
you they're
yet.
on sale, man, right?
Not yet. I'm
You pick 'em
busy
up?
right now. I'm bouncing
You're gonna
back
have to
and
wait
forth.
till the third game releases to get them on sale.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I went and bought all the games. I plan on working through some of that this weekend.
I did Strangers of Paradise. I was super did that. Waiting for the DLC now. Now I'm doing Wonderlands. That just had a DLC drop. Playing through that, and then in June, Outriders has a big expand. I don't know. There's you can get a lot more bang for your buck. Trust
Games
me,
are
guys.
coming out. Oh, shout out
Yeah.
to Monolith Soft moving up the release date for Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh.
wow.
Oh, game of the year already. It's not even out.
Games
Let's
are
go.
coming out again. The
Yeah,
world's
that's
opening
what it
up
is.
again.
Games are coming out again. And
I've
we
been
can do
going
stuff
out
outside.
so much fucking more. You know,
Yes.
like work stuff's picking up.
Mhm.
There's just so much to do. Like that's why I said I'm half grateful that Defo is kind of slowing garbage time right now. I don't super care, but it does make me question like, do I want to dedicate all this time every week to Defo? I'm still kind of questioning it. Bark, are we doing a show next week?
no, I'm gonna be out of the state.
Oh shit! Did you announce that?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, great. I know that if you announce it in the videos, it's really good. apparently Hitmonchan doesn't watch our streams anymore. He only watches your videos because they're fast and he can 2 times speed it. So he's like,
Feed
so-
the podcast. That's what I do when I miss it.
oh yeah, but we talk too much. We talk like an hour plus. He says he only listens when a new system is introduced, like BT pluses or some shit like that.
Mm.
I don't fault him. Because he's like, oh hey, let's get let's do dinner at Dine LA this Thursday. He's like, it's perfect because you don't have a podcast. And I was like, how did you fucking know that? And he's like, I watched Mark's videos. He said it. So like, apparently that's how he keeps up with my schedule now. So
It works. It works.
There you go.
spend the money you'd spend on gotchas on Manscaped and use promo code TCCPOD.
20% off, free shipping.
Can't wait to go back and hear the.
I'm not sure if the free shipping's true, but sounds good, so we'll go.
I didn't do
Maybe.
a great job.
Maybe
I
free
didn't do a great job, but apparently Mark says we're going to be plugging this repeatedly. So
Yeah,
Cool.
pretty much
Get that
just
money.
40
Get
minutes.
that bread.
I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. I don't like at the end of the day, like they send us free shit. Like I'm on board with you. Like
it's good. It's just that I'm too peasant for this shit, right? Like I've gotten to a level where I'll splurge on things like chairs and shoes and stuff like that, but ball deodorant, like that's next level bougie. That's next level bougie. I don't
like
have
ball
money
deodorant.
I don't have money to blow on ball deodorant. Like I don't know, like fucking BC, you work out, you make a good money. Would you buy ball deodorant?
I try it.
Would you buy it?
Smells
Right?
good.
Yeah, you would? Okay, damn. Okay.
It does feel fresh.
For the podcast.
Saria says,
fresh.
do you get notified if people use the code? I don't think we do. They said they'd reach back to us if 8 people
Yeah,
use the
yeah. I
code.
think
That seems like a low bar.
yeah,
I'll contribute.
yeah. A few. We got to get so many people, and then they'd like say, hey, do you want to do this or that kind of stuff.
I've been trying to buy things recently. So
Why? What the fuck?
just
You got a
be
real
little
life
bit more-
gem cap there?
Got to help the economy.
be a little bit. And I'm trying not to be a hoarder.
Got to help the economy. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
Don't hoard. I went on this mini rant in the fucking off topic in TCC today. Hoarding is a poor
Sickness.
man's habit
Got to spend the money.
Gotta
because
spend the money.
rich people don't stay liquid and they invest. You got to spend money to make money. If you hoard money in your bank account, you just get taxed every year.
I know.
Yes.
I gotta invest some money too.
Get
Got a
that
big-
shit stolen.
I got a big chunk of money sitting around. Gotta do something with.
Inflation.
First world problems.
Yep.
I got tons of money. I gotta find
You're
something
lying.
to do.
You lie? I don't know. That's why rich people like donate to charities and stock options, mutual funds, investments. Don't let that money sit there.
So many stuffs. So much stuffs.
You did
That's
call
why
me
it's
that.
so weird to me. Someone who's hoarding gems and defo is like, "Hey, don't own houses, rent it." Like, I don't understand the logic to that. Also, I fucking forgot I was gonna go on a rant about FF14 fans, but we had somebody come in the server today just being like, "I wish there were more FF14 characters." Like
No.
objectively, they're all terrible people, and I thought it
They
was
are
a malice
all the
but
worst.
Alphino is terrible. I agree.
Alphino is terrible.
They're all fucking. Does Alphino ask for more FF14 characters? Does
No, he
Cross ask for more FF14
He doesn't
characters?
play 14.
I don't play
Okay,
14.
Thank God. Okay, I know that Kaiden plays 14 like crazy, and I know he's your co-host, so I just associate you with bad FF14 takes.
Good recovery there. I don't believe you, but it was a good pivot. You might as well make the movie joke again.
What movie?
The movie joke. The movie
movie
joke.
joke?
The
I don't
movie
know what you're
joke.
talking about.
The
Lying is
movie
asshole.
joke. The movie joke. Infamous.
Infamous.
Infamous movie joke. No, I've been to plenty of movies with white women who can't keep their
Oh,
mouths
man.
out. Can't keep their mouth closed.
Racist. Why do you have to specify white women?
I wasn't. I was just giving my experience.
Oh,
I didn't say. I didn't say
women. Why can't you just say women?
because I didn't.
Or people.
I was sharing my particular experience of going to movies with a number of white women who were very loud during movies.
Mark, remember that guy who said, like, what did he say? Like, the trick with trans people is you just have to treat them like regular people?
I don't.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
Mark, I don't
Come
know
on.
what you're
we
talking
were both
about.
There. We were both there. Mark, you're lying.
I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, then I retract that. Oh, I retract that. We were both there for that.
Where were we for that?
I'm going to go to sleep.
I retract it.
I'll keep listening though.
Time.
Have fun, guys.
BC.
No, BC. That's a good ending point. BC is going to sleep. We
Yeah,
should all go
I need to go to sleep
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
I need to upload my run. 'cause I
Upload
was
your
actually in the middle of editing.
everybody. Check out Cross 13 on YouTube and Twitch. Check out Black Nero on
No,
YouTube.
don't. Washed, please.
And-
Let my subscriber count keep going down. I'm chasing
Yeah.
everyone away. It's glorious.
Give Cross the post show
TCC
privileges.
bump.
He can hop in anytime.
I mean, that's how
TCC
he got in
bump.
here, isn't he?
No, I
No,
dragged
No,
I
Mito
dragged
dragged me in here.
I dragged him
Yeah.
in.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mark.
Dragged him in.
Oh, actually, there was one I did want to ask. Did you guys answer that question that Crush asked? Because I
Oh shit!
I had to,
we were going through the
uh,
questions. Oh, shit.
yeah. I kind of wanted to remind you guys, but you guys were, going on your talk, and I didn't want to interrupt.
All right, BC, stay for 2 more minutes. We're answering this
I
question.
can see why you think it works like that.
What?
Wouldn't you love for me to stay?
You motherfucker, that bitch. All right, well, okay, but so the question Crush asked was: now that GL has finally hit the worst garbage time has to offer, how would you go about designing fights so we don't see a repeat of it? Do you wanted that brought up, Cross? What are your thoughts?
So I actually did want to talk about this because it's actually something interesting I personally wanted to talk about on HC. And then I also wanted to discuss it with you, Mito, one day because I know but I had some people ask me this question, like, how, like, because we're in garbage time, right? We're at the peak moment of garbage time, and fights are like easy and they're not really enticing, right?
Yeah.
So I thought of like this, right? So the best way you can make a fight, make like fights that are not like, garbage time and stuff, is to simply just put mechanics into the fight. But not only that, put the mechanics in fights where it's going to be restricted for certain characters. So like a huge example, right? We saw that with the Cloudy with a Chance of Meteor fight. I think you and me can agree that fight was both really good. Without Selfie, it was really good. Even without Selfie, there was people doing runs without BT and Ramza, and it opened up to we have this challenging fight with a bunch of mechanics. Sure, it melts ridiculously fast, but you're being aware of all the mechanics that are going on. You got to decide which you want to choose, what boss you want to choose to hit, and which one you don't want to choose to hit. Which orb you want to fulfill before you fill the other one. And so I think the best way you can make content still hard without having a repeat or garbage time is to just give the bosses mechanics that we legit have to worry about. Like, you can add lockouts too. Like, that's something that's going on in JP right now. Like, in JP, they're adding, elemental lockouts. They're making bosses turn warp. They're making threshold things to happen. Like, stuff like that. Just put that on boss mechanics. The boss doesn't have to have that much health for that to be a good fight, but it still will be bonus points if the fight is really good.
Did you talk about this on Historia? Crux is a great topic. We're running out of time
we
here.
did not.
I didn't want to
Actually, we
dive
did not.
into it, but I wanted to address that there was this big talk with BC, and I forget who. I thought you were involved, but there was this talk among JP players saying, like, the return of elemental lockouts, good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, this was a discussion happening in the community, so that's something we could dive into, and I kind of want your thoughts. But yeah, no, I've been saying a million times, lockouts is the easiest way to solve all the fucking problems, because if you can't use the same OP character over and over, it makes things way more interesting. And force threshold mechanics is how I would put it too. We had some great fights last month. their HP was low, but their mechanics were great, right? Like that
Mhm.
was the sweet spot. So is this one. Like force them to hit back. Every GL exclusive reminds us they can make good fights, right? Like make us interact. Like Garnet could not overpower these things because the orbs tick down. Like I'm always almost afraid for Shinryu because there is no hard shutdown mechanic like orbs. I kind of like the orbs. I get why people don't, but I do. But I mean that's definitely a great topic for you guys, and because you have JP players on your podcast, like the return of elemental lockouts, good or bad. Some people are saying bad, but why not, right? Like these are good.
I'm honestly I'm not on the fence about elemental lockouts, honestly. I think it actually makes the game more interesting, and it actually makes,
I think so
teams that
too.
you would just use and spam all the time. It's now harder, but also almost not really impossible, but it's also harder to bring those characters into the fight. Like so the way they're doing it, yeah, I don't want to, get you guys out here for longer than you're supposed to. But the way it works now is that like if this current fight we got right now, wind and holy, those are the only elements you can really hit to do damage. If you have someone that does wind and another element, it will make it do ones. It needs to be strictly that those two elements. If there's an additional element, it will basically make you do ones. And I think that's a good design, honestly, because it actually makes you think of like, oh, I want to bring this character, but wait, they have this element, so I can't really bring them, or I have to work harder to make them work.
Whoa, Lion's here? Lion, have you been here the whole time? We were talking mad shit about you in the post show, man. I don't know if you just showed up or what, but like you missed a golden opportunity to jump in. I don't want to take up too much of Mark's. I feel like this could be an entire fucking post show. I feel like
Yeah.
hell, we could steal this, Mark, and make this a topic for our next show. Because you know what we used to do, Mark? Like before, when we didn't have a lot of content either, we reserved like 30 minutes at the end of every show to talk about like just a game topic instead of like what's happening this week, right? Like more than just characters and events. Like we should revive that if you want to pad the time, but like you should definitely talk about this on Crux, or we could have you back next time. But like, yeah, I would love to dive into like, hey, hot takes. Here's what we think you should fucking do. Like, what were we saying? Like, hot take. Don't make elemental weaknesses override type weakness. We were just talking about how type weaknesses are fucking useless because if you have an elemental enchanter, you could ignore all of it,
Oh
right?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. But what? Yeah. So what
That's
are the
why.
points? Yeah.
That's why you got BC mentioned this. You mentioned this. It's the reason why Radia's mechanic just doesn't work, because they thought of giving her an apparel that goes through water and water resistance, right? Okay, cool. But then you put her in an era where bosses don't do anything, and not only that, later on you introduce elemental lockouts. Like, there's no point into that. And then like, there's also weapon. You already talked about like weapon type lockouts too, right? Benevelza, a fight that does that, right? If you bought range or physical to that fight, he just flat out kills you.
Oh no, you know what? This current GL fight, this orb is great. This orb ticks down like crazy if you do a brave hit, right? You could easily do that in current JP and say tick down like crazy if you do a non-ranged attack or something like that, right? Like I really feel like orb should come back. That's another hot take.
I think we can expect that if they're doing it for Freya in 9, because Freya and 9 I think are the Realm and Kate Sith, but I think those two are the only campaign-ish banners we have left, and I want to see them make hard fights for them, because I love Cloudy with a Chance of Squall. I love Cloudy with a Chance of Meteor. Chance of Meteor was a breath of fresh air, because like we went from Anna Crow's fight, which doesn't do anything. The orb doesn't even tick down to your turn. That's how sad that fight was. We get this fight, and it's like, there's mechanics, there's things to think about. You know, it actually feels rewarding to use your favorites and win a fight that actually is difficult. Like, I felt like when I did that fight, I had a sense of challenge. Like, I could fail at this fight and be like, I'm actually learning the fight as it's going. I don't feel that for any fight in Garbage Time, really, because most of the time it's just, all right, the boss gets like max bravery. All right. What's the next thing you do? Brave attack.
All
Like
right,
this fight does it too.
this is great shit. I think we got to wrap up now because
Yeah.
me and Mark have to go to sleep. But you know what? I'm gonna give you the permission to jump in. If you want to start joining us on post show like BC does on a regular basis, feel free, Cross. I feel like this is great conversation. You should come, like as I used to tell Jin Lee every week. You should just come here instead of showing up on that other show, right? Waste the
Okay.
talent. Waste the talent.
All right, man.
Hey, but no, seriously. I think this is the first time. Like, this is a good conversation. We should definitely dive into this. I'm gonna record some notes, but yeah, this is juicy shit. I encourage you to cover this topic on your show as well. But thanks for joining us so much today, Cross.
No
Sorry
problem.
it was like later, so we couldn't
No,
dive.
it's okay. I was actually busy doing some other stuff, but I really do appreciate the invite.
100.
And again, I always tune into your guys' show, and even though I can't tune into the show, I always catch up on the VOD, and I always like. Honestly, I mentioned this before on Crux that you and Mark both inspired me to start my own show, and as I'm learning and doing the show more and more, I'm getting better. Doing shows and stuff because this is my first time ever doing something like this. So the fact I get support and help from a bunch of people makes me feel like I'm doing something right, or like there's more ways to improve.
Great to hear it. I'm so happy to hear that we inspired you and not Ranting Hour, as everybody else thinks. So it's not like you're not our grandchild because we gave birth to Ranting Hour. You're another child. But I gotta cut it off for time. Thank you, Cross. 100%. Come back again, man.
Just to answer
Okay.
chat real quick, I generally, if there's a post show, they are two different they're two different files or two different uploads for the podcast platforms. So you'll have an episode 193 and then an episode 193 post show, which will probably not be up till later, but that's how that works on the VODs. It's just one video, but on the podcast it's separated. All right.
But,
yeah. Thank you much.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me, and hope you guys are ready for next week's fight because oh boy, we finally get a hard fight.
Kefka
Finally.
one coming next week?
Yep.
Oh, Kefka?
Kefka should be next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kefka should be next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.